Well, welcome everybody to a night of racing. I know you didn't expect to see us here tonight, but tonight we got the first of two special events this week. We've got, of course, the big one's going to happen on Wednesday night. That's going to be the All-Star race for this season, the halfway point for Vigilante Racing League's Season 2 of 2022. It's hard to believe that we're that far into the season already, but it is true. And tonight's special event is going to be the last chance qualifier to get into that all-star race. So before we get started bringing you all the racing action tonight, let's get started with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And thank you so much. And we're back here. As you can see, we're at Talladega here tonight. A 2.66 mile super speedway, giant track here, huge banking, lots of high speed action. These guys are in the qualifying session right now. Let's introduce the folks that are going to be up here with us. We got a little role reversal kind of going on this week. And here we go. Alan Brown, who's usually sitting in the lead seat, the director's seat tonight. I'm going to be sitting in his chair this evening, getting a little OJT and breaking in this machine I have over here down in Louisiana. We're at the Bayou South office tonight. And how you doing out there, Brown? I'm Alan English, by the way, in case you guys didn't remember. But how you doing, Alan?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to be here. I've been having some little technical issues with my update, but everything is up and running enough that I can at least join you guys here tonight. And man, I think we're in for a great show. Talladega, always fun, but even more so, we have a limited number of cars in here, so these drivers are gonna have to pick their partners carefully if they want to wind up in that all-star race coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, you can't always just dance with who brung you. It's Adam Turner, our pit reporter down there. I hope you got the cooler full, buddy, and talk a little bit about these guys maybe trying to partner up with some folks that they don't know.
I guess I'm going to need it if you're in charge. That's
You will, yeah.
also quite the change. But it's going to be fun. 2 fast repairs, 50% fuel, unlimited tires. This is different than any of the other weeks. We're going to have 4 stages, Brown. We can get into that as we get along, but it's 100 total laps. There's a fan vote to get somebody into the All-Star race, which is Wednesday. So y'all comment and all that stuff. And hopefully we don't have Hamlin and Bush out here cheating with the, putting that stuff on the front of their car. Maybe, all that cheating going on. We don't need that here tonight.
That's a fact. Well, let's see here. Let's check out our race info for tonight, brought to you by D&D Race Grafix. If you need a car painted for iRacing, head on over to D&D Race Graphics on Facebook. As we mentioned before, 2.65 mile oval. It's kind of hot out there right now. The air temperature is 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Or that's a track temperature, I'm sorry, 98 degrees Fahrenheit. The ambient temperature is 68 degrees, partly cloudy with a 2-mile-an-hour breeze coming out. And key to the race tonight, here comes the bump. This is a restrictor plate race. We know how this pack racing goes. You got to be ready for that bump when it's coming, especially if you're in the line that's moving, you know. And you want to hit your partner square. You don't want to be hitting somebody in the rear corner. I'm sure may see a little bit of it tonight. These guys are pretty well versed in super speedway racing, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but other than the opening week, these guys haven't driven an Xfinity car here at any of these super speedways. So that's also going to be a thing, is watching that back end get really loose, especially with the big closing speeds that these things have. They're very much like the trucks. Punch a pretty big hole and not a lot of drag to them. So they're going to be able to close up any ground that they may leave in between each of the cars as a safety ground kind of area pretty quickly. So they will definitely have to stay on top of that.
Well, it looks like...
Yeah, I don't see any issues really, except when it gets real racy. The temperature is not really going to matter for tires or whatever. Throw all that out the window. When you get close to stages, at the end of the first stage, second and third stage, the top two advance, so they're going to be kind of racy there. And then, at the end of the race, the final 6 will advance to the All-Star race. So, kind of cool rules. Expect a little beating and banging. And if you're coming in, running in first place, coming into the 4th corner here at Dega, your chances of winning that thing are pretty slim.
As we reach out there to the social media land, man, this is something I'm not used to being in charge of. Got Michael Adamson and Jeremiah Burke out there, all cheering on that 285 of Greg Dobson, one of the Limitless team members there, trying to get basically Limitless all into that all-star race here. And Greg Dobson, not as many cars as he has to beat like every other week, but still has to fight to get this one in. Same thing with Angry Indian 89 over on the Twitch saying, why is English running his mouth? Where's Brown? Well, English is kind enough to take on some of the lead duties. And, if a space shuttle crashes and burns, we all know why.
We know who to blame. I make no bones about that. Well, it looks like we've had 13 machines go out there and put in some lap times. So we wanted to get at least a dozen drivers in here. I know the leadership over at Vigilante wanted to get at least a dozen drivers in here. It looks like we made that, and it looks like a couple of more maybe waiting to take their lap. We see Deion Jones sitting there at the end of pit road. We don't know if he's going to have time. I don't know if he's going to have time to roll off and get a couple of laps in. I know he could probably get them in. But the thing, you know what? It's so boring qualifying at these.
You don't need them. Yeah, you could go from last to first, chump to champ in no time here. So I wouldn't even worry with it. I'd be finishing up whatever I had on the table and putting stocking my cooler, man.
Well,
there's no need to qualify.
I got Deion Jones currently qualified in 9th. Only about a 10th and a half between the current pole sitter, Hot Rod Mayberry. Man, where did Mayberry come out of? Just sitting a great pole lap all the way down to Chad McCabe, currently qualified in last. But I mean, still, plate track racing, qualifying, especially with these 20 lap runs that we're going to have. I don't know how big of a play it's going to be, because even still, you're talking about 20 minutes of racing for each of these stages at least.
Yeah, we were riding along with Mayberry there for a few minutes, and as you could see from the gyro cam, the banking here is just insane. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, that triangle has some banking to it too, and we've seen in the past some folks get a little bit too much of that apron And some guys sent up the racetrack. Why don't we go ahead? Let's see here if we can get our starting lineup here. Brought to you by D&D Race Graphics. Looks like starting in first place, got Dave Mayberry of Vigilante, George Rincon, and starting in second place, Mike Everidge will start third. Greg Dobson will start outside row 2 in fourth place. Fifth place will be Austin Paul, Cult of Chaos. Earl Evans in the 13 machine will be starting in sixth place. The 72 of Chandler Paul starting in seventh. David Fight in the 221 starting in 8th place. Ninth will be Dion Jones in that number 4 machine that we just mentioned. And rounding out your top 10, the 222 of Tony Polk.
And taking the 11th spot here is the 57 of Russell Endicott, looking to make his way up through this field of one of these sections. Same thing with the 76 of Jeff Ottinger, qualified here in 12th. 211 of Chad McCabe is going to start here in 13th, with the 92 of Greg Klein joining some racing action here tonight. He's going to be the last qualifier. Didn't actually do a lap, so he's going to bring up the tail end of the field here in 14th.
Well, it's the first time we've seen Greg Klein out here. Do these guys know who they're dealing with?
I don't know if they do or not.
Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain deal at Pocono Turn 1. Or, it could be the English first turn or Pocono Turn 2. You never know.
Could be. We've seen a few different iterations of that, I think. These guys will wait on the pace car to get rolling here. We could talk a little bit about Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee, Ricky Wittenberg over there. Area code 423-444-0454. He can help you find a realty agent anywhere in the country if you need to buy or sell your home. Something that definitely don't want to do by yourself. So give Ricky a call if that is a need you need satisfied.
Got America's driver Albert Anderson joining us over on Facebook, saying rooting for my Limitless teammate Greg Dobson and my buddy Russell Endicott. I know Russell Endicott not part of that Limitless team, but he and Albert go way, way back. I think Russ first started watching us over here as we broadcasted these Vigilante races live and was rooting for Albert. So Albert doing the reciprocating here tonight for him. Same thing with over on the YouTube. We got Jeremiah Burke saying the first stage will be interesting since these guys can make it about 19 3/4 of a lap on gas. So that is something we will definitely be on the lookout for. And Michael Adamson saying the mouth Mayberry, throwing a little little friendly jab out there.
Well, I got some shade out here since we're not going to have time to have any fun tonight because, well, it's going to be fun racing, but my typical shenanigans. Wall Street Journal just put out an article that said the middle class is getting squeezed. Man, this is amazing. This is groundbreaking. The middle class is getting squeezed. Wow. Real interesting stuff there, Wall Street Journal. Thank you for telling everybody the obvious. We're going to try to get away from that nonsense tonight and have some fun out here on the track.
And as always, to all the people tuning in and watching, we thank you all so very much. Just recently, we hit 106 followers over on the Twitch, so we thank you all for that. So that's a big time number. As the pace car looks like he's coming down into pit lane here, Alan.
Yep, these guys will cover out. This is such a long area between the start of the tri-oval there.
You don't even know what to do with your hands.
And
right now,
and where the flag stand is, but here they come side by side, ready to take that first green flag. And here we go, we're rolling here. The last chance qualifier for the All-Star Race, Vigilante Racing League. And Mayberry holds on to that lead into turn 1. He's got George Rincon in the 28 and Michael Everidge pushing him right now. Looks like George Riccon's going to drop back and let the 285 of Dobson take the lead on that middle lane. We've got 3 lines developing already. We know that as these guys come down the backstretch, Talladega is very wide. We're going to see some good 3 and 4 wide action tonight. It looks like Everidge looking down low.
Yeah, we saw that 28 of Rincon slide into position there, just behind, I believe that's the 221 of David Fight. He's leaving a little bit of a gap there. You got pretty much your top 7 and then a little bit of gap to Dion Jones and George Rincon in the 57 of Russell Endicott here as they complete their first lap of racing here tonight. And everybody keeping it pretty spaced out, but Mayberry jumping up to that outside line right in front of Greg Dobson.
Now you saw how many positions George lost, but Mayberry leading that, well, it's the high line right now, but it's actually kind of the middle line on the track geographically. Looks like it's come together, though. Both lines with plenty of support so far. That 3 machine is sure pushing the heck out of the 82 of Everidge.
Yeah, well, smooth and steady right now. There's no need to get too far ahead of ourselves. You know, you really, if I'm good at math, which I'm not, looks like you have 10 chances to get into the All-Star race tonight. So, you know, the odds are with you if you just hang on to this thing and treat it like a marathon that it is.
Yeah, as the 82, Mike Everidge jumping out there into the front of the pack, being pushed by that 3 of Austin Paul, deciding to jump up to that top lane. So interesting strategy from some of these guys. It looks like they want to be up front, but their smart racer brain is saying, man, this is going to be tight on fuel. I don't necessarily want to lead this thing right now.
Looks like Austin Paul right now leading that low line with Chandler right behind him. The Pauls definitely in control down there on the low line.
Yeah, it's all fun and games till you run out of fuel. So they're going to have to take turns up front if they have any shot of making it through this first stage.
And Cult of Chaos teammates here are working together up at that front bottom line. You have that 82 of Everidge, as well as the 29 of Mayberry. Mayberry didn't drop back too far. He only just dropped back a row or two to stay up here towards the front where he kind of wants to be. But really not a whole lot of shaking and moving around. Really the biggest mover so far is that 28 of George Rincon moving back now 10 spots back to 12th. I've got to wonder if he's maybe playing the long game, just making sure his car can make it here to the end and thinking he'll have a good chance.
I mean, he's really got to be. That's a smart move. You do have 2 fast repairs, but it's way too early to be burning a fast repair up 4 or 5 laps in. So I'd lay back as well. I'd sit here and just kind of let the mayhem happen in front of me. So far, looking pretty squared away, though.
285 of Dobson's hanging in there on that top line. He's, what is he, about the 3rd car in that line right now. It looks like the bottom line a little bit more organized. As we got some cars changing lanes up here quite aggressively.
Yeah, the 3 of Austin Paul jumps up to that outside. I wonder if he and Chandler Paul want to maybe try to control this field a little bit. As you can see, Russ Endicott there in that 57 giving a big shove to that 13 of Earl Evans is giving the shove to the 57 of Russ Endicott. Got my drivers mixed up there, but they're side by side. Both lines looking pretty healthy right now. Really even numbers in each, and they've closed those gaps a little bit as a big checkup happens, and people are starting to maybe leave a little extra space, knowing how early it is.
Well, it's getting dicey out there. English, how nervous are you running the board over there? I mean, are you
I'm
even
still
allowed to
trying
have
to
cold
figure it
beer?
out.
Are you allowed to have cold beer right
Yeah,
there?
but I'm
I
pacing
know
myself.
Brown drinks water while he does it to keep us in line.
Well, it's got water in it.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
Chandler Paul leading this thing right now with a little help from behind. That's the 4 of Dion Jones. And then Austin Paul on the outside. They're really trying to, look like they were trying to control both lines, but Brother jumps up in front of Brother here to try to slow him down. And that'll give, big contact.
Contact 3 wide. That's going to send driver down there through the grass and down
Yes,
onto the
Endicott.
apron. He's going to have to be
57.
careful in rejoining the track here towards the back of this field. Nobody giving him some room. He finally does make it back up as the 211 of Chad McCabe just barely squeaks around him.
Yeah, he got lucky there, man. That was that was entertaining.
He caught a little bit of air too down there.
Hey,
Yeah,
got a
but
little bunny hop.
It worked out for him, though. I mean, if you're going to have an incident happen, that's about as good as you can hope for going 190 miles an hour.
Dion Jones, Michigan native, continues to lead this thing in the tri-oval. Go ahead, Mr. Brown. What you got?
As Greg Dobson bails out of line here, he's maybe
He had
trying to pick up.
Blinking issue, I think, Brown, is what looked like to me. He might have realized it.
Yeah, maybe. So he's going to kind of drop back to the back. But Russell Endicott, all of that shenanigans that he went through, he's able to stay in that pack and catch on to that draft. However, the same cannot be said for that 285 Greg Dobson, who has fallen well out of the draft here. And he's got to be careful because it's going to be almost impossible to make up a lap if you go a lap down. And these guys are going to be going at least 3, maybe even 4 seconds a lap time faster than him by himself.
Do you think you can, if you're out of the draft, we have about 12 laps in this first stage, you think he can survive it without getting lapped?
Ooh, it's going to be close. It's going to be all about how dicey it gets up there at the front. Currently, Dion Jones leading this kind of single file line with the 13 Earl Evans right there behind him. David Fite is up there as well in that third seat. But again, in these stages, the top 2 are the ones that end up moving on. They won't be kicked out of the race. They'll just be EOL'd at the caution. However, you still want to be up there kind of near that top 2 to give your chance a shot at getting in here early. Because, man, when you're in early, pressure's off. You can just ride around and have some fun.
Yeah, and if you are the top 2 on this first stage, you're going to still stay out on the track, but you're going to go to the back. So you can actually have some fun and maybe destroy some enemies races if you play your cards right. I mean, that's what it's about. Like, just fighting each other and destroying people's races. Isn't that what we're doing out here? I guess
taking out
maybe
your enemies.
No,
well, I mean,
I like
it's
to think so.
exhibition races. I mean, just because it's exhibition doesn't mean that it's not going to be competitive. And I think that's a great point. I think these guys are still going to give it their all.
As you can see, kind of top line trying to form a back up. You got the 72 Chandler Paul trying to help out some people in front of him here. I think that's the 222, a Tony Polk on that outside, as they have a lot of ground to make up. But if they can stay together and get into line, I think they might have a chance, especially if they pinch down inside draft just a little bit. Don't need to pinch too hard, just a little bit.
It looks like they're leaving a lot of room between themselves and that lower line.
Well, I can tell you why. These guys, I don't think, are used to this car and used to this 2.66 mile track. We've been doing a lot of 1.5 miles, road courses, 1 milers, 3/4 milers. So we hadn't seen them out here on the big road too much. So they're probably just getting this car field out.
As we're just past halfway of this stage, it'll be interesting to see if anybody is going to take the gamble of coming down and pitting, knowing that it's so tight on fuel to guarantee that they're good on fuel, or if people are just going to keep going around. And who knows, we might have some people pushing in that clutch pedal to coast it around the track to get back to pit road.
Well, one thing's for sure, Earl Evans keeps trying to peek around Dion Jones up here. He's doing a pretty good job pushing right now. He's staying square with him. But I think, could that be a case of the 13 just trying to dip out and get some cool air on that radiator?
It looks like it to me, yeah. Looks like George Rincone's making a decent run by himself on the outside here in the turn 4.
Oh, look at here, the 28. He's making his move on that outside, starting to pinch, and he's all by himself. He's passing Hot Rod Mayberry, who's in a line on the draft, all by himself on that outside. That's how strong this side draft is in these Xfinity cars. As you got George Rincon and Mike Everidge now side by side here, battle for fourth.
Yeah, and Tony Polk is right behind Rincon. Man, that outside just started moving quick. Let's see if they die out here as they lose. Looks like they're losing a little bit of steam.
No, he's catching up even more. Big checkup up at the front. I wonder if Deion Jones up there may not be giving it all here in the lead, knowing if he's going to lead a few laps, he needs to save that little bit of extra fuel.
Yeah.
And then checking up the field a little bit. So the 28, he's going to now move up. He's going to be all dang near side by side with David Feit here for third.
Yeah, who moved up in behind him there in that Kentucky Bourbon car? I have to see who that is, but that was a nice move.
It'd be the 82 of Mike Everidge. Yep.
Yeah, Mike Everidge in 82. All I saw was Kentucky. And I'm assuming it's Bourbon because that's where it comes from.
And 13 of Earl Evans trying to throw maybe a little parachute block on that 28, but that 28 saying, "No, I've got a pair of scissors for that parachute. I'm just going to go straight up here to the front." He's going to have a little bit of help here now finally with Mayberry and Everidge and a big chunk of cars behind him here on that top line. So what went out from single file racing and kind of spaced out right up here to two wide once again, just like that.
They're feeling it, right? There's about, 5 laps now after they hit the start-finish until the end of the stage. So this is where you
Pressure's on.
put the gambling out there. You put the gambling. You try to get in the dice room at Papa Joe's and just throw them. Hope you don't get shot in the face with a 22.
Hopefully we won't see any of that tonight.
Well, you never know. In my neck of the woods, that kind of happens.
George has got his nose out there, doesn't he?
Oh, man, he does. He's just got a nose on that 4, just not enough of a run right now to drop down in front of that 4. So he's going to have to wait a second here. He still has Hot Rod Mayberry sitting right there behind him. But still a whole lot of work as, man, Earl Evans is doing everything he can to try to slow that 28 down, and it seems to have worked so far, but I think we're going to see another big run coming up here.
Earl had to duck down onto the apron there for a second. Still got right up behind the 4 and able to keep that pressure on the back of him there. Looks like the Highline's starting to run out of gas, and Earl Evans decides he's going to move up there and try it.
That he is, so he's going to be side by side with Deion Jones right now. And look at that, slips right down in front of him here, but that little bit of a run gave that 28 a little extra boost of speed as well, so he gets back up even with the leader here.
Ooh, it's hitting fun, and it's only for stage number 1. Look at that. And don't forget, start commenting. You're going to get a fan vote. One of these guys will be put into the All-Star race just on the fan vote. We'll announce that Wednesday, so y'all keep commenting and having a good time like we are.
As here comes that 3 on that far outside line. You got Austin Paul with a little bit of help from that 57 of Russ Endicott trying to make their way up on that 3rd high line. And we've seen, especially in the trucks, a lot of people be able to use that to their advantage. The problem is when you've got 3 wide like it is, it's going to be harder for these drivers that are maybe trying to make a pass up through the middle of these cars. That turbo tunnel gets a little bit tighter.
Well, and George had a spot in front of the 13. He could have got down that last lap and led that low line, but he chose not to. He chose to stay up there in the middle line.
Well, let's make it real clear here. Is it when we go across the line for 20 or when we come through the line after running 20?
Well, stage 1's supposed to be 1 through 20, so that includes the
Complete
first
the
lap
lap.
they run, which is actually 0, I guess.
Right. Well, we'll find out.
We'll see when they
that's a heck
throw
of
it.
a run now.
Oh, as we're 3 wide for the lead, the 3 of Austin Paul pinching down. You got the 28. You got Hot Rod Mayberry in that 29 down low as we got some beating and banging going on the far outside line. Man, still 3 wide. The 3 of Austin Paul still has that nose out in front, and we're 3 wide for a couple rows as Mayberry goes around.
Oh, he brought some with him on that one. All right.
Now there we go.
That's all right. They're not going to count the caution laps, from what I understand.
That is correct.
So line it back up. If you need a fast repair, get one, and then we're going to have like a 2-lap scramble, which will be all kinds of fun.
Oh, man. Dave came back on the track and hit newcomer Greg Klein right in the side.
And that also tagged Chandler Paul as well. I think Chandler Man got pretty lucky there. Not too bad on the damage front.
Oh, he just couldn't keep it down off the track.
Well, you know, you're doing 190, you hit the grass, it's kind of hard to keep it from going where it wants to go.
What else was involved in that? That was who was bouncing across the infield there? You guys get a card over there? I'd like to watch that from his point of view, because that was kind of scary.
Trying to do my research, but
Yeah,
kind of caught up in the moment.
Let's see what you had out there.
Trying to find buttons here.
I know. All right, so there I'm watching. There goes Mayberry up into Greg Klein, who hits the wall, comes back down into the 72. I think it was the 72
Chandler
there.
Paul.
Is what you're looking for.
So let's watch the wreck from Chandler Paul's gyro cam here. This ought to be interesting. There goes Mayberry down on the bottom. There's a backup right in front of him, and he splits the cars. Almost makes it below Greg Klein. That's minimal damage, I'd say.
Yeah, for how bad that could have been, that was pretty darn good.
Well, this is not what George wants to see behind him. It's nobody. Everybody else looks like they pitted. George Rincon out there by himself in the 28. Him in the pace car. Pit lane looking pretty busy.
Yeah, it's super busy down here.
Pretty much everybody all coming down, taking fuel. Michael Everidge doing a full pit stop there. Same thing with Greg Klein. Greg Klein having that damage from that incident, probably picking up some tires as well, just to make sure he doesn't have any flat spots. But also a few fuel only stops here, just topping up on that fuel. Let's see, on YouTube we got Mr. Chachi, our good friend Jonathan Osborne, tuning in saying, "Well, Mayberry just crashed, so that's my pick wrecked." Don't worry, Chachi, he's got a few more chances here. I mean, this stage isn't done yet either. Just Fought saying it's the start of lap 21 is the stage caution here.
Okay.
Got it. All right,
excellent.
Cool.
Albert Anderson tuning in saying at some point someone's going to run out of gas tonight. Well, it's not going to be here in stage 1. Well, not necessarily. It's going to be tight up there, up at the front, but I think George Rincon might be able to make it.
That's a gamble, right? So he's shooting dice a little bit. It is the first stage. He's going to have other chances. So might as well, if you think you can get a W out of the way in the first stage, man, why not gamble?
Yeah, why not? And of course, this caution is going to help out that 285 of Greg Dobson, who fell way out of the pack during that last run. He's going to now be able to catch right back on up. And we've seen people go from champ to chump and chump to champ all the way from that kind of 12th, 13th spot on one of these restarts here. And it's not going to be a long restart either. This thing's going to go by pretty quick to the end of stage.
Yeah, it can happen very quickly. I've seen English come from like 8th. Everybody wipes out in front of them and win the thing. I've actually done similar stuff in races before here at Dagger and Daytona, the bigger tracks. It's really kind of the great equalizer, these large plate tracks, and makes it a lot of fun, at least to watch. I know it's very stressful driving right now.
So we're gonna get what about a two lap shootout, and the top 2 drivers from this first stage, when it ends at the beginning of lap 21, they're gonna advance to the big race, the All-Star race on Wednesday, as these guys line up side by side. Lights are out on the pace car.
Yep, getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. George Rincon out in front with that for Dion Jones, having a very strong run here in stage number 1. He's going to look to make that outside line work with some help from the 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry. You also have Mike Everidge up there as well, right behind that 82, trying to push him and maybe get himself into that top 2 spot right off the bat here as well.
Well, you know, you said the pace car's lights are off. It's just kind of, I had an epiphany. Is that like a country mile? Because it seems like we're driving forever.
It does.
You know, when you used
It
to
does.
hear as a kid, hey, that's a country mile. Well, maybe a country mile is actually 2.66 miles.
Think that's where it
Yeah.
came from? That's probably a
It
good
coulda-
idea.
I'm just throwing some of this little bit of brain power I have into some nonsense, but it just kind of hit me like that. But nonetheless, the country mile is almost over. It's going to be fun to see how they restart and finish this first stage off.
And it's looks like the
car's
pace
ducking
car is
off.
starting to peel off there, Alan.
Pace car is ducking off, which means we got about another half a mile before we restart this thing. That's what it feels
It's not
like,
a
don't
country
it?
mile. It's
I'm
it's
telling
over
you.
yonder.
Yeah, that's right. Here they come into the Geico restart zone. And there it is. Green flag's out. And it's waving. Here we go. Start
Ooh,
of
not-
stage 2 here. Last chance qualifier.
Not a good start there in the middle. I think that was Chad McCabe having a little bit of an issue, maybe getting the power down or sleeping on the tree or something. He is falling back pretty quick here.
It's like a couple of cars had to check up behind him there as well. He'll move down, regroup. He's going to follow the inside line, which it looks like they've got the most cars. Well, I was going to say they were the best organized, but some folks changing their mind, changing lanes here.
It looks like total disorganization at this point up front. Oh, so
Oh.
who's dipping low?
That's George
that's
Rincon.
That's that 28. I wonder if
He's out
just
of fuel.
ran out of fuel.
Yeah, he's out of
As-
fuel.
So Mike Everidge in that 82, he's going to pick up that lead spot as the 13 of Earl Evans there was trying to look on the outside, making it 3 wide. Just not enough help for Dion Jones. He's falling way back. He's trying to get some help there from that 13. But out in front is the 82, Mike Everidge, and the 3 of Austin Paul on that low line. Hot Rod Mayberry is right there behind him as we're on our final lap of the stage here.
Ooh, look at that, man. What a gamble by Rincon. It did not work out on this one. So
Oh, here comes the 3 of Paul. Big run. He's going to move out to the outside because he saw Mayberry coming up. Here comes Dion Jones up the inside. He lifted a little bit there as he got up to the 82's bumper. So that is going to cost him a little bit of speed and maybe a position here as the 3 of Austin Paul dips down to that low line. Oh, and gets bumper hooked there. Right
there
on
we go.
Michael Everidge on that 82. So we're going to be 3 wide coming through the tri-oval here for Dion Jones, getting his nose out in front side by side with Hot Rod Mayberry.
Got it.
So it's going to be Jones and Mayberry.
Oh!
Big one happens as they cross the line.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt right here at the end. Because that still costs you a fast repair. Oh. Man.
Wow, what a finish.
Hot Rod Mayberry's in the show? What happened?
Mayberry and Jones.
Dion Jones, awesome.
Let's take a look at that big wreck we just saw right there at the end. Oh man. 82 involved. Dobson was involved in that. Greg Klein couldn't keep it down on the grass and got up into the 57. They're going to have some damage to repair as well.
Yeah, and I think that might be his second one. He's going to have to push it and just try to win this next one. Figure his way to the front if he wants a chance at it.
I'll tell you one thing, if all the stage finishes are going to be like this, we're in for a big one. Wow.
Man, as I'm looking back all the way to when they entered turn number 3, where Dion Jones was sitting back in like 5th, basically. And then Austin Paul gets his bumper turned, and he just sees a gap right there open up in the middle. He ends up shooting for it and gets clear with a little bit of help. He had the 13 give him a little bit of a push as he picks up that stage win here. So great driving there from Dion.
So that's the first 2 drivers from tonight's festivities. They race their way into the All-Star race on Wednesday. So congrats to those 2 guys.
Yeah, and those 2 guys will get an EOL for the second stage of this race. So they'll still get to get out there and shake things up if they want to, or they can just hang out in the back. It's really up to them.
As Adam Strom joining us here on YouTube saying, "Evening, fellas. How's everyone doing tonight?" Adam, we are doing absolutely fantastic. Little role reversal. We got Mr. English running the show here tonight. I'm just a talking head on the sidelines. And Chachi saying, "Look at that white knuckle winning the first stage." And of course, that's the 4 of Dion Jones.
I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's
it's good
going to
to see
take
him.
any chances on this stage. Everybody's going to come down, and everybody's going to come down later for fuel, I bet. Go ahead, Mr. Turner.
No, I was just saying that was pretty awesome on Dion Jones's behalf, winning that thing. Good luck, good for him. He's in the All-Star race. And also going to mention Adam Strom up in Minnesota. Where's our cold beer down here? It's real hot in Talladega. I don't know what you got you're bringing us tonight. I hope it's something refreshing now. That was it.
As it looks like pretty much everybody coming on down, topping off with fuel, getting tires, getting damage, whatever they need. As that last wreck took out pretty much everybody except 4 cars, I think. And one of those ended up maybe being his saving grace was that 28. I think the 28, George Rincon, he lucked out there, not kind of bailing out on that last lap.
Yeah, he didn't get turned, so he's here to race another day. He'll be fine. He's super fast. I think he's probably got a plan. Yahtzee.
Well, once we get everybody racked and stacked here, we're going to have a little bit different front row on this upcoming restart. Greg Klein may be starting on front row with Chad McCabe. That's what it looks like for me. Oh, Greg Klein's in
nope.
the pit. Disregard.
Yeah, he's still in the pits. I wonder if he's got a tow time he's dealing with here.
That's what it is.
As it looks like that 211 Chad McCabe with looks like fuel only pit stop here. He's one of the better survivors making it through that wreck. He's going to start up near the front. Same thing with that 57, a Russell Endicott with a great pit time there himself. Maybe a 2-tire stop or just took that extra little second to get any of this virtual damage fixed.
Well, it's a great move by McCabe, and whoever else took fuel only. David Fight, one of those as well, I think. But yeah, tires not a huge need here, so why not, go ahead and forego that, especially in the first stage.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And as it looks like Greg Klein will not be able to complete the towage in time. He's going to end up going a lap down here. Pretty darn close to making it. That he may not go a lap down due to the caution laps don't count. So as long as he can get back out there, he'll be okay. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be exiting the pits now. But especially with how big that one was, I think we're going to see a few more people be a little extra cautious on this go around, as the fast repairs are starting to become a little bit of a hot commodity there, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, if you got them, you're going to have to use them here. You just got to kind of be strategic. You could even, take a chance later on. Maybe stage 3 is where you make your move. You only have to be in the top 2 on one of the stages. And once guys start kind of weeding each other out, maybe the fourth stage, maybe that's your best shot. Kind of just stay on the lead lap, play it cool until you get to that first stage, and then really turn it on. So maybe a couple of different strategies here at work.
I love the strategies. How many people do we have on our Twitch stream? Like 4,000, you said, Brad?
Well, we got not a lot over on the Twitch right now. We still do have Albert Anderson over on the Facebook saying, after 520 starts, Mayberry finally got a podium finish. Love you, Mayberry. No, those two are pretty good friends. And Ashley Osborne joining us here, even though Chachi isn't racing, saying, look at that, racing, let's go, y'all, and let's go, Lofi. Keep it, keep on keeping on. That's Earl Evans. That they are cheering on. Of course, White Knuckle Racing teammates there. As here comes the pace car once again, getting ready for the start of stage 2.
Getting this next stage underway. I love that the fact that they've got no caution laps counting, so we can just get right into the next deal here. Great racing we've seen so far. Here we go as these guys approach the Geico restart zone. Green flags in the air. Here we go. Start of stage 2. Lap 21 here at Talladega.
Chad McCabe out there side by side with that 57 of Russell Endicott coming back across the line here. It's got 6 cars up here in this main group, and then we got a tiny little gap back there to Tony Polk in that 222 is man, what's your nickname for Poke there, Turner?
I call him Poke Salad Tony. Not everybody understands that, but there's a great song out there Elvis did of Poke Salad
Yeah.
Annie. He didn't write it, but it was a great song. Just kind of fits, you know.
Russ,
It looks like
Russ Endicott's trying to lead this outside line. Oh, how much progress they're going to be able to make. They got to get a little tighter up there on the high line, I think, because the lower line looks like they've got the advantage right now with about 5 cars nose to tail.
as you can see him kind of dipping down there, trying to pick up a little bit of that side draft. Maybe a little early in this stage to be doing that. Ooh, as they're getting pretty close there. You see the 72 Chandler Paul dropping into line behind the 13. Looks like the 13 is opening up a little bit of a hole for the 57 to try to dive on down. Problem is the 57 may not recognize that he's still side by side up there with the 221 of David Fight.
Ooh, what hurts right now, it looks like Greg Klein has lost the draft. He is in trouble.
Oh, yeah, he's all by his
Unless-
lonesome back
Yeah,
there.
he's done unless something happens up front.
Yeah, up front, McCabe's doing a pretty good job on that low line, staying close to the yellow, dragging a couple guys with him, maintaining that momentum. The outside line just can't get together and get there. I mean, Endicott's doing everything he can, including side drafting that lower line, but just to no avail so far.
No, not quite yet. But again, they're a little too spaced out, not quite put together. I mean, you at least have 3 cars on that low line that are fairly close, and on that outside, you really only have Endicott and Evans really nose to tail pretty close here, maybe trying to get that little extra push. You're going to need a few more cars. I think we did the math one day, put liquid paper on a bee and did all that.
Died.
It died, but you need at least 2 or 3 more cars on that outside line to really make that run count and pick up that extra momentum that you're looking for.
Yeah, it's super tough when you're running up high. We do know that. We did do the research, Brown. I think that's the best part about AAA broadcasting. We do the research. We put in the man hours, and you get the best bang for your buck with us. So, thanks for watching.
Well, looks like Endicott finally got tired of leading that outside line. He jumps down in front of Chad McCabe, and it looks like he'll be your new leader.
Oh man, as look at that run as the 13. Almost some contact up there in second place as well.
David
got a
fight.
few people.
Yeah.
Few people fighting for positions over here.
Well,
As,
go ahead. I'm just thinking ahead.
oh, go for it, man.
No,
Anytime
I'm
you
just
think
thinking.
ahead, it's a scary thought.
Well, that is super scary. I was just thinking about Russ Endicott, man. He's had a tough season, and for him to be up front right now and have a chance to this thing is pretty cool.
And just like that, 285, Greg Dobson is working his way up here to the front. As we're
Where
having
did Jeff Ottinger come from? He is leading the outside line right now as it's chaos behind him.
That's how he got up there. Is all the chaos going on up there at the front. That's slowing everybody down. And man, he never lifted. He just shot right up there on that outside line, had some clean air, had a little bit of help from that 285. And look at that. He's now up into third. He's trying to maybe let that 57 jump in and help him on that far outside line. As there he goes, 57 jumping out to try to make his way around that 221 to David fight.
All right, so they had enough just kind of relaxing for 15 laps on the last stage. So they're just getting out here and racing the whole damn stage, it looks like right now.
Yeah, we're 3 wide back here. Not even back here. It's 3 wide for the first couple
lead.
rows. And for the lead, it's at 76, Jeff Ottinger with a big ol' run, man. He is using that outside to his advantage. But if, oh, man, that 57 was not that clear.
Well, another issue, Greg Klein is really slow in front of him. Let's see what happens when they approach him.
And we are still 3 wide. Ottinger on that far outside line really lost that momentum here. He's going to maybe hope for that 82 to get around him quick to drop down into line. 285 is down there behind him as well, as he does have a gap. Not dropping down into it just yet.
Oh,
And
check out
still
Greg.
peeking as he finally does drop.
Greg Klein moved down onto the apron. Sportsmanship move there, letting the lead cars go by as there's about a 60-mile-an-hour difference.
That's weak. He should have just tried to jam everybody up and let him crash behind him. That way he get his lap back.
Of course.
Or doesn't get lapped. Yeah, it was weak, Klein. I expect more.
So we're pretty much stacked up 2 by 2 by 2 here through this entire field. Little gaps starting to form up kind of in the mid-pack, but we saw how quickly those can close up. All it takes is maybe just a little bit of an extra push from some of these guys to push them back. But they might be doing the same thing like the 28 of George Marcon there. He's been leaving a little bit of that extra space. He's seen what kind of mayhem ensues here at Talladega, and he's just trying to get that car home.
I think George is cruising right now, just like you said, trying to stay out of danger.
Man, the whole thing just feels intense. It's almost like races within a race. I guess that's kind of what it is, right?
I mean, you're exactly right. That's the beautiful thing about the stage racing is, pretty much every 20 laps you have yourself a new winner, and each win means something. As
Right.
Chad McCabe on the outside line looking to maybe try to get a little bit of a run back here on David Fight.
Yeah, the best part about it, there's real consequences. So, it's not just a point here or a point there. These guys are going to get to race in the All-Star race, top 2 in this stage. So, let's see them fight it out.
As big push here from the 82. That's going to put Chad McCabe back out in the front. You also have Jeff Ottinger there trying to help out that 82 just a little bit as well. Keep him up there and try to get him back even with the leader. You still have 285 Greg Dobson making a pretty good comeback of this race, having dropped back to the end of the field at the last stage, and now getting back into it in the mix here, pretty much right around a top 6 spot.
And the way McCabe's racing up there right now, he might be on the low lane now, but don't expect him to stay there. He's going to go where the momentum is. Look at Jeff Ottinger once again with a big run as Dobson at 285 pushes him pretty well. 82, Mike Everidge by himself in that Haviland car right in the middle lane. He's going to move up in
Ooh.
front.
He's trying to slip up there, but he was in the middle. what is happening up front? That it looks like some real fun racing up there.
Yeah, that it does. That's Adam Strom over on the YouTube saying, "Got to be careful around that Greg Klein. He usually has no problem putting you into the fence." I believe that is called a Kleining, and unfortunately, I don't think that one is defined a climbing. The incident he had back in the first stage, as he really had no control over that vehicle. But he does have some ground to make up here. A couple laps down after that big incident, and maybe not use it. Oh no! As there goes the 13 around.
Earl Evans just, what happened? He had to have gotten turned. Ooh, that was a lot of fun, though. Let's see what happened there, English.
Earl Evans went off?
That looked like the
Yeah, the
13.
13. Oh man, he got beaten and banged all over. The 57 kind of dropped down to the yellow a little bit, and the 13 with a little bit of a run was staying up high. Got his looks like he got his bumper kind of right in the way. Gets beaten up right into Greg Dobson.
Yeah, and Earl Evans checked up from looks like the 57.
Oh, and it looks like the 28 of George McCon also getting involved in that.
Ooh. Yeah. Hey, his car says bad luck on it, so there it is, Evans. You got bad luck in that green machine. Can't have a green car in NASCAR, we know that.
Mayberry with a hard impact as well.
He don't care. He's already into the next one. He's just out there having fun. What's the deal with the green car, right? English and NASCAR.
Yeah.
Don't paint your car green.
Yeah, any kind of green car and any kind of stock car racing, I guess it's bad luck. Oh, well, man, he really hung.
It is for Evans, too.
29 Mayberry really hung the wall there and destroyed his car.
Yeah. Well, you don't. He's already in the show, so.
Chad McCabe is gonna. He's gonna be still scored your leader. Is that right?
We'll have to wait and see here as they come across the line. It looks like maybe David Fite is gonna.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got the camera on it now. Cool for him, that Menards Richmond Ford Mustang. Yes, here he comes. He's going to be the Pied Piper here, leading these guys down pit road.
Pied Piper? Man, where'd you come up with that one?
I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Say it's a gift, but it's really not.
Well, I could consider you gifted in certain ways. Brown, yeah, we're 30 laps in this thing. How does it feel, again, not being in control? And it probably has to be like you're the driver's ed teacher, and you got this idiot next to you, and you're like, dude, don't hit that button, don't hit the brake, don't hit the pedal. Is that what is going on in your mind right now?
You know what? I've mainly, to be honest, just been flipping on back, looking at the social medias, and not really the broadcast. So I think, Mr. English, you're doing a fantastic job out there here tonight. As we got Joshua Plays 4279 saying go number 3, cheering on Austin Paul. Got Ashley Osborne saying oh holy cow, and guys crud. I swear I probably sounded like Ashley there. As well as tough luck racing hard tonight out there, guys. Yeah, these guys are really trying. That is for sure. There is no fan of the race here tonight. That is going to be on Wednesday. But at the end of this race, we'll be putting out a poll, and you, the fans, will get to pick a driver who gets to go on through and into the All-Star race on Wednesday. So yes, voting will happen starting tonight and will end but just before the All-Star race on Wednesday.
I want to see 1,000 votes in that thing. That's going to be fun. We can get the, whoever your favorite loser is, get them in there. Maybe it's somebody that's a winner that just didn't have any luck to get in the thing. I don't know. Whoever your favorite driver is after the race and we get it set up, go ahead and vote for them. That'll be kind of a cool deal for the All-Star race Wednesday.
Well, Mike
There's,
Everidge.
Angry Indian 89 over on Twitch is saying English, a way to go.
Mike Everidge had a little bit different pit strategy there. He had looks like a fuel only stop. He may have taken 2 tires there, I'm not sure. But he made it out in front of David Fight as they came out of the pits. It wasn't by much, but he did beat him out. Thank you for that, Angry Indian, by the way. Appreciate you.
Mike Adamson having a great question. Where do we look for a fan vote? That will come out on our YouTube here. There will be a link posted, as well as the Facebook page for AAA Broadcasting. If you haven't liked or followed that, go ahead and do it so you can get all the up-to-date information, as well as we will be making sure that these drivers in the VRL league will have that link to share with all their friends and family as well. Kimberly Paul saying, I want to see that number 3 soar. Well, you don't want to see him soar. You want to see him finish on all 4s out in front of everybody else. Soar is not a word you want to use around plate track racing. But yes, Kimberly, cheering on Austin Paul. Al Kewins saying, is that Greg Klein I see? Let's go, Greg. Yes, it is Mr. Kewins, our good buddy. He's jumped up here in the booth with us a couple of times.
Yeah, it is Klein. I mean, he hadn't got a chance to hurt anybody tonight. And I mean, this guy's good. You know, I'm not knocking his skills. That guy can drive. But don't get in his way if it's just you and him and the finish line.
He's on the lead lap, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's back on the lead lap, so he's got a chance here too. As we're stacked up, the lights on the pace car are off. I know we only got 15 miles to go to get to the start-finish line here in turn 4.
It's starting to try to get grouped back up here, and we're going to have a pretty good sprint to the end here. Not quite as short as the last stage, but this one is still going to be a little bit past halfway. So we're racing through lap 40, so the caution will fly once again on lap 41. And I think that's the... no, it's end of stage 2, and then we'll have one more going to lap 60. And from there, it's all let it on out, 40 laps of racing.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. Green flag is out. Once again, after the big accident that we saw here a couple of laps ago. David Fight using that outside line all by his lonesome up there. Mike Everidge actually has a little bit of help in Jeff Ottinger in the 76 right behind him. They're stacked up pretty well behind them, though. Not a whole lot of room to run back there, is there, Adam?
No, Russ Endicott's trying to make a move out here on the outside line, too, with his number 57 Whiskey, Women, and Cocaine machine, which is something I'd never seen before. That's pretty cool on the back of that Ford.
Yeah, it's looking to try to get back up to that 221 to push them back out in front, but as of right now, you got, looks like Mike Everidge out there in the front. Had a pretty good run at trying to pick up the stage win last time. Well, he's in a pretty good spot here this time. He's also got Jeff Ottinger sitting right there in the catbird seat right behind him. As look at that run coming from the outside line, just not able to get clear. As looking through that turbo tunnel, that is the 13 Earl Evans making a move. Man, we see that turbo tunnel with the trucks. Man, it happens with these Xfinity cars as well. Just finding the gap and shooting up through the middle.
Yeah, and Russ Endicott and the Waylon Jennings number 57 should have stayed down low. I think that hurt him as Earl Evans has punched his way through the middle there. And we'll see if the 57 can get back down and make some moves.
Here he comes. We got Endicott in the 57 leading that outside line once again. 13.
That's the through wide outside.
13 Earl Evans jumping up there.
Getting squeezed in the middle is the 72, Chan the man. beating and banging his way, trying to get a little bit of extra room. That's going to check up the 57, who's going to lose it. Hit the 3 in behind. Ooh, that one's going to hurt.
Ooh-wee.
57 just about flipped over. Austin
Yeah,
Paul with a ton of damage on that 3 machine.
He was almost looked like he was running on rails out of control. Yeah. iRacing caution, so no caution, no caution. Let's keep this thing rolling.
As Russ Endicott in that 57, he's got a meatball flag and spraying for mosquitoes. As out in front, David Fight leads Mike Everidge and Chad McCabe. Single file line going on right now.
Yeah, well, taking a look at the replay right there, it looks like the 57 just kind of lost his line, and a little bit of back and forth action. Could be interpreted a little bit different by a couple of people.
It was bouncing around, but there was other people bouncing around too. I mean, if you look right now, look up front here. These guys are kind of moving all over the track, trying to find where they want to be. Getting super racy. About 4 or 5 laps to go here in this stage.
Bouncing around, trying to find that speed. Chad McCabe kind of losing out on that one. He's going to kind of drop back. Through all of that stuff, Greg Dobson ends up getting a little left out there. As there's some discussions out there. Normally we have race control throwing cautions here tonight. It's iRacing controlled cautions, so nobody to blame but some software there for no.
Well, and you can't blame the people that are throwing the cautions either. And this league, I think they do a great job of throwing cautions when they need to be thrown. So I think iRacing did a good job there. We didn't need a caution. That was at the back of the field, and
they were off the racing surface. Yeah,
only a couple of guys involved. So just my dumb opinion. I'm no expert.
Couple of guys that have been kind of left out due to that incident there in the middle. Deion Jones, Dave Mayberry kind of falling back. Same thing with Greg Klein, Tony Polk, Austin Paul in that 3, and the 28 of George Khan. I don't know what happened there with him, whether it was pit stops or damage or something, but he ended up looks like dropping back a lap down. Russ Endicott as well. He had to come down to get that engine fixed. Otherwise, his day would have been done. But right now, we still have 7 guys up here in this lead pack. Lap 38, so only a few more laps to go before the end of this stage.
Greg Dobson with the fastest lap of the race there. Just said it's a 50.84. He got a huge sniff of the draft from that outside line. Took advantage of it.
Yeah, you know, he's having a decent run at it. And I think maybe if he doesn't get it here, the next stage, Chad McCabe in the 211, really looking good tonight.
And he's, I mean, really, any of these guys in this top 7 are in a pretty good spot to get a solid top 2 finish here in stage number 2, as they're going to start to come up on some lap traffic here. They're going to dive down to that apron, just let everybody on by, as there is a big speed differential, and these guys are 2 by 2 all stacked up. You got the 76, the 72, and the 285 on that outside line. You got the 221 and the 82 and the 13 on that low line. The 211 Chad McCabe, oh my goodness, maybe getting a little loose coming out of the corner, almost taking out that 3 of Austin Paul.
Yeah, 13 or 11's almost got him, didn't he?
Yeah, just begging to be left alone here as we enter in the last lap of the stage. So here we go, 7-car fight. Who's going to take home another couple spots here? It looks like no matter what, we're going to end up with 2 new qualifiers for that all-star race heading down this back straightaway. David Fight, Jeff Ottinger, side by side.
Ooh, what's your strategy here? I mean, you got to... Oh, he's got turn.
The 76 and the 72's bumpers just weren't lined up as the caution comes out.
Caution's out, but that means Average and Fight are going to take this stage, or what?
I don't know. We're going to have to listen for the...
I think that's how it's going to come down, because
call.
they're going to cross the finish line at the start of 41, right?
Yep, he said the stage is not over. We're gonna have one more lap in this.
We're going to have a one-lap shootout to decide
Oh,
the
Lord.
stage winner here for stage
go.
number 2.
They rolled
Yeah.
they rolled the clock back from 41 to 40.
Probably should have had like 15 fast repairs because there's so much cool action here.
That's gonna go and take a look back here between the 72 and the 76. Oh yeah, just bumpers were just not quite square.
So the 72.
And the 76, yeah, the 76 out in front of that 72. Bumpers just not quite square. Oh, and Chad McCabe with absolutely nowhere to go. And ends up jumping up into the 285 as well. But talk about hitting some dice and getting a little lucky there. 13 at Earl Evans. Everything happened right around him, and he was able to get through scot-free and clear.
Oh, who's coming down? Looks like, is that Fight 221 coming down? to
Yeah,
get some,
it
fuel?
is. So this could be a kind of a gameplay here. Thinking, if you pit now, you're not going to have to pit again here for the next stage as this one ends. But man, I don't know. I don't know
They're
if
not
I'd give
counting laps though. I mean, you're still burning fuel, but they're not counting the caution laps. I don't think they're going to make it.
Well, I don't know. They did have a pit stop right around, halfway through the stage, right around the 31-32 mark. So if they topped up with fuel, they should have enough to make it to the end of this one.
Right. I mean, the next stage. As we get restarted here in just another couple of laps, you guys expecting another hectic restart here? As we know that the stage is not over?
Man, that's going to be a tough call. As looks like, is that the 92? Greg Klein goes from a couple laps down to maybe fighting for a stage win here. Same thing. Hot Rod Mayberry back in it. Same thing with Dion Jones. All up there in the front as well. As it sounds like Greg Dobson, he's going to be in the pits for a little while here.
Yeah, I think he got toe up.
No, I think we're going to see mayhem. There's one lap left. You get a chance to be in the All-Star race, man. Let it loose, cut somebody, turn somebody, burn somebody. If you have to, cheat like Denny Hamlin does. And Kyle Busch, not Kurt. Yeah, just go ahead and cheat. Shave something off the front of that thing and try to make it happen.
As at least on my screen, that 72, the coolest running engine out there here tonight. As he's missing that front clip. Got some action going on over on YouTube. Ashley Osborne saying, "Go 13, push it through." Well, he still has another chance here as we get stacked back ready to go green flag racing. Jeremiah Burke saying, "Don't forget to vote for Albert Anderson's teammate Greg Dobson to run the All-Star race on Wednesday." So if he doesn't automatically get in here tonight, then he will be eligible for that. Joshua Plays 4279 saying, "Let's go racing," as well as the 72 is scary on restarts. Watch him. Well, man, when you got to put everything down on the line to try to pick up your ticket to the big show on Wednesday, you got to make some crazy moves. And I mean, let's be honest. We've seen these guys at plate tracks, and they're pretty calm for the most part up until it's go time, and pretty much each of these stages it's go time. So it's kind of what we expect to see.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem we have. We have all these stages, so there's going to be some more envelopes pushed. You know what I mean?
Chaos.
It makes for a fun race to watch, right? I don't know about how hectic it is in the cockpit of these cars. It's probably pretty tough to sit in there and try to fight your way through every damn stage. But man, it's been real impressive so far. Looking forward to this one lap shootout and see what happens here.
Yeah, indeed, as this field follows that nondescript pace car around turns 3 and 4 here. Got Chachi tuning in, saying good racing and barbecue chicken sandwich slathered in mustard. Can't ask for anything better. Man, that sounds pretty darn good right about now. As these guys come out of turn number 4 for getting ready to take this green flag. However, I think this is going to be the end of lap 40 here. So is it going to be a literal like 25-foot race to see who crosses the line?
That'd be interesting.
Surely they're going to give them another lap.
I think it's one lap. I think we're going to have one lap here.
And we're going to find out as they enter the Geico restart zone side by side. The 72, man, getting a great jump there on the 82 as there they go across the line. Greg Klein, he's going to be in that 3rd spot. He's going to jump up behind that 72. I don't know he knows how much damage that 72 has, so picking his dancing partner quite carefully here as they exit turns 1 and 2. He's going to duck down into that inside line right behind that 82 of Michael Everidge, looking to punch his ticket. But here comes Jeff Ottinger in the 76. Big move on the outside with a big run, and he's going to have some help coming with him. Got the 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry down there as well, trying to help out that bottom line.
Greg Klein, go. He's not going to turn him if he can bring him to the front. He's going to watch out behind him. Looks like he's got a blinking issue as well.
I was going to say, I can't click on his car because it keeps blinking.
He's going to scam his way into the front here.
Yes, they're 3 wide behind him, but the 92 there was inside the 82 as they crossed the line. First and second there. Man, that 13 of Earl Evans was pretty darn.
Caution's out. What happened there, guys?
That's the end of stage.
Oh, that's the stage.
Oh, okay, I got you.
There.
Sorry,
I mean, you're too busy running the damn
trying to
stage
switch
so you don't even know what's going on the track.
I'm switching cameras between the first couple of cars.
Well, I never hear Brown complaining about switching cameras. He just does it. Don't give me the pain, give me the baby. I'm sorry. It was a little aggressive.
Oh, some close racing between a couple guys up there at the front as they came across the line. You had that 82 and the 92 come across in that 1 and 2 spot. So Mike Everidge, and if Greg Klein is officially a member of this league, which I think
he is.
I think he is. So
it's Facebook official.
It's a Facebook official.
Moving on.
When you know it's official.
Moving on into the All-Star race on Wednesday.
English. I'm sorry. I'm a little aggressive with you. I need to take it easy. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
I think Brown's better.
Well, I also don't have a fancy button box. I'm using my mouse scroll wheel more than I ever have in my entire life.
Oh, that's not good. Are you wearing your glasses?
No,
you have your glasses on?
Nah.
You probably need those. But no, good job, man. That was fun. Look at Greg Klein. He didn't even have to Klein anybody. Worked his way into the All-Star race.
Well, he almost did. He blinked back into existence pretty much with his front bumper right where Everidge's seat would be. But thankfully, iRacing can kind of put people in a go mode here and you can drive through some traffic if you have an issue like that and not cause all sorts of mayhem, but you can't rely on it.
That's going to put Earl Evans in the lead here, isn't it? Just these two guys won?
It is. Or Earl Evans just choosing not to come down into the pits. very strange call here. I think you might want to take that pit stop now as everyone else is doing it as well.
I'm not sure the thinking behind that one.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's time to roll some dice and Yahtzee.
Oh, Brown with the Yahtzee. English, what's it like sitting there all by yourself hitting all those
My
buttons?
eyes are turning yellow. That's what it's like.
All right, so here's the deal, man. Some of these guys will not make it in the All-Star race unless you get on our we have websites, right? Aren't we have like a bunch of websites and social medias and all that?
Yeah, we're going to have a poll on our Facebook page, AAA Broadcasting. Also, Vigilante Racing League, they're going to have a link to the same poll. So after tonight's race, you'll be able to get on there and vote for who you want to be in the All-Star race that, maybe didn't have the best luck tonight, weren't able to race their way in. They're still eligible to be voted in.
So
Just got to vote for
basically,
them out there.
if you kind of push it to your friends or push it to whoever, you can try to manipulate the polls, kind of like what happened last time. You can manipulate the polls and get who you want in there.
Like
I think
ballot
we've seen it before
harvesting?
in America. We've seen it in America before. Y'all harvest the ballots, get who you want in there. The rules are a little loosened here, kind of like in America in general. So let's see it, man. I'm really excited to see. And let's get as many votes as we can. I want to see hundreds and hundreds of votes. I know a lot of people love Vigilante Racing League, and we sure do. Thank D&D Race Graphics for putting us on. Ricky Wittenberg and his other business, Keller Williams at Johnson City, Tennessee. He can find a house wherever you are in the United States of America and help you out. So hit him up, man.
Here comes Earl, as expected, going ahead and coming down and at least to get some fuel.
Yeah, we got Chachi tuning in saying Greg is a wheel man. I've been his teammate in a couple of times in these endurance races at Spa and Daytona. Yeah, he is one of those few guys that, including myself, that really enjoys those road courses. But also saying Earl is just here making laps as he won't make the All-Star race, which is also true. So Earl just trying to round out the field a little bit here, as Alan Kewen's agreeing about the statement about Greg Klein, saying yes, he is, and Albert Anderson saying, be careful with those early vote ballot boxes. We all know how that can turn out.
Ooh, you ain't kidding, Albert. Hey, that's America's driver. America knows. Yeah, be careful, because you put your ballots in early. Somebody may put their ballots in late and harvest them.
U.S. Post Office isn't involved in this one, so I think
Thank God.
I think we'll be okay. But boy, we'll quickly go back to that Yahtzee, man. It's been so dang hot. I haven't drank as much water since 10 years ago when I almost drowned in my friend's swimming pool, man. It's nasty out there.
It's incredibly bad. Even if you go soak in the pool for a few minutes, you get out, you cool off for a few minutes, and then it's just right back to miserable sweating again. No end in sight, it doesn't look like, especially down here. I don't know if you guys' forecast looks any different than mine.
No.
Ugh.
105, 105, 105. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, we had about a 5-degree cool off after the rain today, and that's going to be about the temperature here for the next few weeks or so.
Here we go. We got a country mile to go, but the pace car is down.
Pace car is down.
Yeah.
Guys making their way through this long tri-oval. Approaching the Geico restart zone. Yeah, there they go. Here we go. Starting of stage number 3 here. Last chance qualifier here at Talladega for Vigilante Racing League. It's hard to believe we're halfway through the first season already.
Already, as they are side by side through turns 1 and 2. The 221 having a great run there. That's David Feit. He's got the 76. Jeff Ottinger there behind him on the outside. Looks like you got Chad McCabe and a little bit of help from the 222 of Tony Poke Salad trying to get on up there as well. He put his name into this hat of a mix.
It's Poke Salad Tony. I'm gonna learn you, Brown. One of these days, you got to listen to a little bit of Elvis. He's the master.
George Rincon, what a recovery he's made as he's back up towards the front. The third car on the outside line here.
Yeah, he's had a bit of bad luck. He's been kind of caught up in a good chunk of these cautions, and really no fault of his own. He's even tried to lay back and keep it clean, just cars bouncing all around over him. Kind of put him in a few rough spots here, but looking to finish out strong in the closing laps of this one is still battling up there in the front. The 76 sitting on that bottom line right behind the current leader of David Feit.
Yeah, he's got Ottinger right behind him here. Keeping his distance, though. We're not seeing bumper-to-bumper pushing like we saw earlier in the race. I think guys are starting to kind of calm down maybe just a little bit here and not bumping as aggressively here.
Well, settle this thing down. This stage, the first 2 guys they'll be in again. But the big one is we're going to have that 40 laps pretty much to get the top 6 in. So there's plenty of opportunity. So keep your car straight. It's super important on a super speedway like this to keep the car kind of in good shape, you know. So awesome racing so far. I think what we've seen, I don't know what y'all's opinion are, but I really enjoy it.
And so far, it's been entertaining to say the least, as Ethan Carlson joining us over on YouTube saying, let's go number 3. So the Austin Paul fan club coming out in force here tonight. He's currently kind of mid-pack right now in 10th, but we all know how that lazy Susan can bring him right back on around, as he's just kind of minding his business right now.
Still 2 solid lines up here towards the front of the race. The bottom line looks a little bit closer, a little bit more organized. Top line there, led by McCabe, looks like there's
guys jumping ship heading to the top line, but I think I agree with you, English. I always believe that for some reason, whatever it is, the lower line tends to have a better long run here at these super speedway tracks.
See Greg Dobson riding on the apron, letting everybody by here. He'll go a lap down.
He's going to be a few laps down now. He has used up his fast repairs and still has damage to that race car. So he's unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to be able to pick up a win here. So when the votes come out, if you want to see Greg Dobson in that 285 go through to the All-Star race, make sure you put in your vote and vote for him, as he might need it here tonight. But you never know. We're still a long way away from the final end of this thing. And, yeah, you know, anything can still happen. A lot of people have used up one, if not both of their fast repairs.
Yeah, and I want to see this... Deion Jones going 3 wide here in turn 1. Wow, that was interesting. I want to see what this fan vote does, you know. It'll be real fun to see the fan vote driver get into the race. And I think you never know. It's Talladega Wednesday, so anybody can win it. Chump to champ, champ to chump. That's how it works here at Dega.
Yes, sirree. As we got a new leader, 211. Chad McCabe getting a big push from that 13. Earl Evans gets that push to get around that 221 of David Fight. So, but he left a little too much room on that inside line as here he comes. Ooh, that's going to be a questionable call there. I don't know. Do you have to be completely below the yellow for it to count? Oh, no, as Chad McCabe starts pinching up right when the 13 was looking right around him.
It's getting dicey up in front, boys.
Well, they were super lucky. There was no big one right there because it definitely had the potential to be the big one.
Yes, sirree. And we've already seen a couple big ones here tonight. And I noticed a lot of these guys don't want to see another one as they're here on lap 49. Greg Klein coming back into existence here. Disappeared for a second. Might have caused the 57 to freak out just a little bit, but he was also kind of tucked in behind that 222 of Tony Polk. Still a good fight up here for the lead, though, side by side as they're going to come across the line. Chad McCabe still holding on to that lead, though, right out in front of that 13 with a big push of a help.
Yeah, he had half a bumper on David Fight there, it looked like.
What's happening with Greg Klein's internet? He's up in Tulsa. Hell, they may be having a shootout right in front of his house. From I understand, that's a crazy little city right there. So keep your head down, Klein. English, you keep your head down too.
Yeah, Shreveport's right across the river. I gotta still keep my head down.
You gotta watch out for those. Hey, bullet ain't got no name. Just remember that.
That's right. So I've heard. Both lines looking pretty good up here. Pretty even. About 5 cars in each. Whoa, as Chad McCabe's trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Yeah, but he's going to get stuck here in the middle as there goes the 13 on the outside line with a big old run.
Contact!
Contact down into the 28. Oh, we're going to have havoc here.
Oh, that'll bring out a yellow for sure.
Well, that was well-deserved yellow right there.
See what happened with Tony Pope.
Oh, excuse me. That was the 82. Mike Everidge getting absolutely clobber knocked. Nowhere to go. And
who was that?
It looks like that. The 82, Mike Everidge. He had nowhere to go on that bottom line as both Endicott and McCabe came down on him. But at the same time, right behind him, the 57, as the 222 started to check up a little bit, goes and hits the outside wall very hard.
Well, watch the 13 of the bad luck Earl Evans machine. They don't ever drive a green car here in NASCAR. Look what happens here. He comes down on a 211. It was kind of a wild scene up front there.
Mike Everidge hit a couple of times. You see there in that replay, just nowhere to go for him.
Man, that 92 at Greg Klein, man. If we took a view of inside his cockpit, man, he had a good old Moses parting of the Red Seas moment right in front of him.
You know, somebody that might be fun to talk to would be Greg Klein. He's already in it. There's no skin in the game right now. Maybe we pull him up and see what he's got to say about what's going on out there.
Well, if we're going to do that, we got to go down the list first. We got to talk to Mayberry, got to talk to Dion. And
I mean, this isn't a democracy. Whatever you want to do, though, is let's do a fan vote of who we need to talk to. I'd love to talk to Mayberry, actually. He probably got a good attitude about what's happening out there tonight. You want me to grab him?
I'm clicking some stuff here, but
Everybody's hitting the pits here.
Yeah, as Just is calling you out there, Turner, saying, "Hey, I drive a green car. I must be protected by the luck of Harry Gant."
Well, yeah.
Hey,
thank you, Harry Grant. Harry Gant is the one driver, and your car is not totally green like Evans. His thing is totally green.
Greg Klein did not pit. just now. He's staying up behind the pace car. Well, let's take a minute to talk about Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee. That's Ricky Wittenberg. You can get a hold of him at area code 423-444-0454. Need to buy or sell a place, a house anywhere in the United States, go ahead and give him a call. If he can't help you himself, he'll find a qualified representative to help you out. That's as Brown likes to say, that's something you don't want to do by yourself. Buy or sell a house. That's a lot of responsibility there. And D&D Race Graphics, get a hold of them over on Facebook. You can see Grafix is spelled Grafix. If you need a car painted for iRacing, Ricky can help you out with that for sure.
Yeah, and looks like a lot of these drivers are trying to catch back up through this field. So yeah, how about let us talk to Hot Rod Mayberry, as he was one of the first qualifiers here. So we'll talk to him as we bring the good old 29 Hot Rod Mayberry up into the booth. Hot Rod, you got the pressure off early with that big Stage 1 win on the way to the All-Star race on Wednesday, man. Must be feeling pretty good out there and just having some fun.
Hey, you know what? I did that just for the Team Limited. Just wanted to let them know what they're up against Wednesday.
Shots fired.
I got all kind of shots firing at those guys.
I mean, y'all have a good time on the Discord. So, who are you really calling out for the All-Star race? Are you going to win this thing, or is one of your teammates going to win this thing? What's going to happen?
Well, it's only going to be Jess and I, unless Dustin shows up. But I'm pretty confident there that Jess and I are going to put the Team Limited in our rearview mirror.
Well, I think, Dave, you might be misspeaking here. It's the Limitless Motorsports team, but
I think you knew what he was saying. I think you knew what he was saying.
I think I got it right. Team Limited. I'm pretty sure.
Well, either way, man, congrats on making it through to the All-Star race here. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. But hey, who knows? Maybe you can pick up another extra stage win here, or maybe finish this one off strong.
I'm shooting for the 4th stage to pull in first place there. I'm looking to see who I might try to push to the end to the win on this stage.
Any good teammates out there that you're looking for, or other drivers that you've been having some luck with trying to cut up through this field?
Well, Greg Klein and I were working together. I got in there in the first stage and did a little finagling to get Greg in there in the second one. So now we're just kind of having fun and maybe park it in winner circle on the last stage just for the heck of it.
Yeah, who knows, man? Well, it looks like you're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here, man. So we'll let you go and get back to it and enjoy it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Ooh, man, he's calling his shots. I like that. That's cockiness. What do you call them? Limitless?
Limited.
They're limited.
Yes.
But they're limitless. That's what I'm used to. But he calls them limited. That's kind of mean, actually.
Of course, from the Limitless team over on YouTube, Jeremiah Burke saying, "Pull me up into the booth."
Everybody's wanting a piece of them now.
Hey, the gauntlet has been thrown. I wouldn't mind bringing up someone from Limitless to answer that call to the next caution here. But lap 51 is what we are on, just about halfway through this stage until we finish stage number 3. Mayberry, you can't win a race from 30th place, says Albert Anderson over on the Facebooks. As the pace car comes down into pit road, Alan, and we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yes, we are. We're side by side lined up here, double file. Greg Klein leading the pack here from the low line. Green flag is in the air and waving. Here we go, racing once again here, right in the middle of stage number 3.
And Greg Klein with a great restart there. 28 of George Rincon, giving him a little bumper boost here to get his nose way out in front. The 57 trying to get that for Dion Jones out in front, just not able to get the run that maybe they wanted. So right now your top three, Greg Klein, George Rincon, and Jeff Ottinger just getting his nose in front of the 4 here.
Jeff Ottinger getting a little bit of rear bumper love from Earl Evans in the 13.
Well, let's just turn who you need to.
Oh, he's pushing him. He's doing.
No, let's turn somebody. Let's pull the old Ross Chastain. This guy has become a martyr this season in NASCAR, if anybody's been watching. I have. I don't know if you'll have, but...
Well, I think he admitted during the interview at the end of that race that maybe...
Look at 3 on the outside. Oh,
Whoa.
gets stopped by the 57, who's now going to come back across the track. T-bump.
Oh.
The 28 has Hot Rod Mayberry gets tangled up in it as well. Absolutely nowhere to go for Mayberry. He's going to have a lot of damage there. As, man, that 3 literally came up out of nowhere and gets a good chunk of damage.
I don't think the 57 knew he was coming at
I don't think he
Mach
did.
10. That was crazy.
Let's watch it from his cockpit view here. Austin Paul.
No caution, no problem.
Here comes Endicott right up into him. He had one heck of a run. Wow, a lot of damaged race cars at the end of that deal.
Man, you are not kidding. Well, the racing is still going on up at the front. We have a 6-car breakaway here. Greg Klein, Jeff Ottinger, George Rincon, Dion Jones, Earl Evans, and David Feit all inside that top 6. And this final 5 to 6 lap sprint to the finish here. Looks like that 76 on the outside line getting a good push by the 4, Dion Jones. He's going to be able to leapfrog Greg Klein there and drop on down to the bottom. Looks like Greg Klein not quite trying to let that bottom line up yet, and he's now finally going to tuck right in behind that 76.
76 doing a pretty good job staying low right here. You want to stay low. Don't give Greg an opportunity to stick his nose in there. At least not yet. He almost did there for a second.
He's already got us. He's already in the show. What is Greg Klein doing out there? Is he going to do?
He's a
Klein
competitive
things?
guy, man. He's just going to do
Yeah,
whatever.
he is he got a team, or is he just freelancing
I
right
think
now?
he's a free agent right now. I know he just joined the league as of today, I believe.
As here comes the 28 of George Rincon on the outside, all alone, trying to get a little bit of side draft. Looks like Greg Klein is in the Vigilante Force channel, so he might be
Ooh, recruited.
onto the VF team here at the VRL. That's still, we got a 4-2 car line up here at the front. Trying to get a little bit of help. 221, David Feit trying to push that 28 up to the front.
Well, what's interesting is Earl Evans in the 13, totally green car, which is bad luck, according to racing legend. Except for Harry Gant, he's got AAA broadcasting sticker on there. Did y'all pay him for that? I hadn't.
Who
I
does?
didn't know, but he's got AAA broadcasting on the car, so
Who's that?
let's see him.
13?
13, Earl Evans, bad luck machine.
I have to look and see here.
He's got good taste. Let's put it that way. On the quarter panel, back quarter panels.
Well, those are not the right cameras.
You're amateur. Just get it together. You'll be fine.
Well, I can't find it.
As Jeff Ottinger out in front of Greg Klein and George Rincon right now. You also have that 13, Earl Evans there as well. Same thing with David Feit and Dion Jones. So a few stage winners here already up inside this top 6, looking to pick up this win here in stage number 3. Lap 57, so we're definitely coming down to it here in this final stage. really a couple of those drivers looking to punch their ticket. Jeff Ottinger in that 76, and George Rincon really trying to get up into those top 2 spots.
Woo, we got some lap traffic coming up, so we'll see what happens here. Real quick. Looks like they're coming up on Dobson.
Yeah, Greg Dobson, just kind of a bad spot there.
Great job by the leaders to get around him, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is going to be a harder split.
Oh, boy.
That was fun right there, wasn't it?
As Tony Polk and Russ Endicott kind of get split in half. As, man, that's a... Are those the other cars moment? As we're talking...
Oh, I've seen that one before in my review.
Exactly.
It's not a good feeling.
Big change in speed, but all 6 drivers up at the front group have not separated or lost a draft as Hot Rod Mayberry moves down onto the apron. As a lot of apologies going on, just people not focusing and not paying attention to that relative box that they have available to them. And
Ooh, 13 got in a fight. Earl Evans just a touch there. I'm sorry, Brown, but they kind of doored him a little bit. Keep going.
Side by side for the lead here. George Rincon on the outside all by himself. Trying to get around Jeff Ottinger here.
Well, now I'm hoping Earl Evans will turn Greg Klein. Oh, Greg Klein pulled off. So.
Greg Klein coming down into the pits, maybe getting some fuel, maybe cutting it a little too close. So it's going to be a 5-car fight here heading to this end of the stage. And this is the last lap of the stage. Got that yellow and white flag waving. 28 and 76 side by side, leading these 5 cars through turns 1 and 2. 13, Earl Evans just racing for pride here tonight. He's got that 221 on his outside. So here we go, heading off down into turns 3 and 4. Still side by side. 2 cars up high, 3 cars down low. Dion Jones, who's already in, is still in this mix. He's in a pretty good seat if something kicks off here as they exit turn number 4. Still side by side, bumper to bumper, door to door, paint to paint. Goes that 76 and the 28. Who's going to pick up the win as it's a drag race here coming down to come across the line? Ooh, man, that one was a little close. I'm going to have to photo finish that one.
That was Jeff Ottinger, I believe, and George Rincon won 2.
If anybody's going to photo finish anything, it's you. You were kind of a bookie. I don't want to tell everybody your secrets about the horse stuff, but ooh, that was fun too, man. This is they got a cool setup here.
Let's
I don't
check
think
it
we've
out.
ever been a part of a all-star race where they do kind of something this cool, perfectly spread out. And now we're going to have the 40-lap shootout, kind of like on a Saturday night.
There it is on the replay. Photo finish cam. There you go. That's as close as it gets right there.
We're talking about the difference of where you put the transponder pretty much, but I think the 76 is the one that officially picked up that win.
I think so.
Here in the stage. Whew, talk about some great racing there. Coming towards the end.
Yeah, this is kind of what we were hoping to see for sure coming into this last chance qualifier tonight. A lot of guys trying to make their way in. And, you know, there's one more driver that's going to make it in. We don't know who that's going to be yet because we've got to finish up racing tonight to see who's left over. Who are the guys that weren't able to race their way in? Well, that's where the fan vote comes into play. We're going to have a poll question set up on our AAA Broadcasting Facebook page. And Vigilante Racing League is going to have a link to the same poll on their Facebook page. So we need you guys tonight. I think starting tonight. I think that's when we're going to set it up. You've got through Wednesday, time of the race, to get your votes in. As these guys going to take advantage of pit road under this stage break.
That they are. Jeremiah Burke saying Limitless is going to have 5 cars in the show Wednesday. Vigilante Force will have 2, and one of them is Mayberry. Well, and saying I like our chances. Well, Jeremiah, if Greg Klein did join the team and he is now in, that number is also false. So they'll have 3 people, and one of them is Mayberry, and you can never count old Hot Rod out.
Ooh, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Yahtzee.
Oh, man, leaving me all by myself. Okay. Well, we're out here watching this pace car go around. Looks like we're going to have Chad McCabe out there. Might be starting this one off in first, getting this restart underway. We thank you all for tuning in and joining us over here at AAA Broadcasting. We welcome you guys in. Be sure, if this is your first time coming out, make sure you hit that like, follow, or subscribe button. Make sure you get notified and ring the bell. You know, do all that stuff. Whatever typical YouTuber analytic stuff people say, trying to get people get their numbers up. But this is more just so you guys stay informed on when we're live, as our season is just gonna get busier and busier here. Starting up this next week. Got a couple more leagues starting their seasons officially next week. Got the Numb Thumbs Racing Next Gen League starting their season on Monday nights. A little earlier start time there. I think that start time is right around the 8 to 8:30 mark. So be on the lookout for that. Same thing with the HCK Beagles Racing League entering their 3rd season, getting things underway. They're going to be starting on Tuesday night, and we're back to championship racing here at Vigilante on Wednesday. So starting to get to some action-packed sections of this racing season. We look forward to having you with us because, as always, you guys are the reason why we do this. Hanging out, having some fun, watching some good racing. Enjoying some great commentary on the same, all the same as got some action going on down there as little close wave around action going on as well.
Well, Alan, I'll tell you this. I thought I could make it, but 266 miles with all of these yellows and no commercials. Woo-wee! I was in panic mode, buddy, so I had to step away for a short second. Thanks for taking up my slack, guys.
Yeah, try my best as looking. I gotta change cameras here real quick. Lights on the pace car are off. So we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here in the final stage. So we're going here from lap number 60 all the way to, 61. To the end as our final stage, a 40 lap race.
Tell you what, there's going to be some proud drivers at the end of this deal that stuck it out.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going
Well, they
green.
extended the. They
Oh.
extended one more pace lap here.
I believe they
Yeah,
did.
that-
They were trying to get some guys waved around. I don't think they had time.
Well, here's the deal. While we have time, fan vote. Vote for your favorite driver. You're going to get them in the big show if they don't get in here on this last 40 lap deal.
Yeah, what are we taking? The top 6 at the checkered flag at the end of this deal are going to make it in?
That's my understanding.
If we have some duplicate drivers, they're going to basically be stealing somebody's spot away. So that makes the fan vote all the more important, doesn't it, Adam?
Not to mention that, but we had some people not be able to make it here tonight. Today, there was a iRacing update and people not able to get it done in time.
Yeah.
Jack Dixon, our friend up in Canada being one of them. So he's
Well-
going to be relying on you guys to help vote him in.
Well, I don't know if anybody's stealing anything, English. I don't think anybody's thieving anything around here.
Well, I mean, they're taking a spot that they already
Well,
have their spot.
Well, are they not pushing it back? Let's say Greg Klein wins this stage. Aren't the guys behind him going to get it? I don't know. It's a good question. Chessbot could answer that question if he's listening. If one of this earlier stage top twos were in there, how does that work? It's interesting.
Another wave around.
Isn't that
car
what you were
coming
kind of
around up
asking,
high.
English? Isn't that what you were kind of asking there?
Yes.
Okay.
Wave around action still going on here. As these guys come around, getting ready to take the green flag. Still got a ways to go, though. This thing, talk country mile. Yeah, that's about right. As these guys are just now getting onto the Alabama gang super stretch, back stretch here at Talladega. That's a long. You could land a 747 back there on the back stretch, I believe. That's a big one.
Yeah, just about, I think. It's got some action going on the radio. Gonna try to listen in and.
Tony Polk's going to be your race leader when they come back around to take the green. With David Fight in the 221, right to his outside of his right door there. 222 and the 221, your front row. The green 13, Earl Evans. Starting on the inside, row 2. Some radio traffic y'all dealing with down there?
Yeah, just clearing up some issues there in iRacing, and just fought being in the race control, able to grab it by the reins and direct traffic where they need to go. As a pace car comes on down into pit road once again for the fourth and final stage here at Talladega. Tony Polk in that 222 is going to lead us side by side with the 221 David Fight. As they come across the line, ooh, a little squirrely out of that 222, taking up both lanes here, maybe checking up that 221 a little bit. He's going to have the 13 behind him here.
Yeah, I don't like the lane changes so sudden right there. I'm sure that can surprise some folks. But the 222 able to stay out front here.
That he is. He's going to have that 13 Earl Evans sitting there behind him, pushing the 221. Is going to drift back down into third. Dion Jones in that 4. He's slowly kind of losing ground. Really no draft there behind him. As the 28 George Rincon, he's going to be side by side with the 76 of Jeff Ottinger. And man, this field got really spread out during that restart.
Yeah, it did. I don't know if that's I don't know why you would lay back that much, but looks like we got some tandems kind of developing out there. I don't know if that was their plan all along, to get a few pairs of cars out there helping each other.
And of course, you still have some people that are extremely damaged out there, like the 57 of Russ Endicott. He's back there losing some ground, trying his best. Same thing with the 285 Greg Dobson. A lot of these guys just being involved a little too much, as here comes the 76 with the 28, catching right back on up to this lead group. And they're going to come up with a big full head of steam right up behind that 4 of Dion Jones. They're going to look to tuck inside here and go around that 221 of David Fight.
Yep, kind of getting close and personal up there. 13 continuing to prove himself as a good pusher tonight. Staying right on the 222's bumper, making sure that he stays up front on the inside line there, right on the yellow.
Talk about this tandem, 92 of Greg Klein and the 72 of Chandler Paul. They've made up a second and a half just running as a tandem. Greg Klein not leaving room for a piece of paper between that front bumper and the rear bumper of the 72, and they catch right back on up into this main pack.
Well, we know Greg Klein knows how to push as well. He's showcasing it right there behind Chan the Man right there, Chandler Paul.
Yeah, they're going to jump up to the outside line. David Feit saw that big run coming. He jumped out there to try to guide these guys back up here to the front. So we're going to have 8 cars up here in this lead pack. Everyone else is kind of down on speed, damaged, lap down. But hey, they're still out there running. Don't hate on them yet.
Yeah, they sure are. Don't push the pusher either here. We got to remember that. This is the place where you cannot push the pusher.
Yeah, that kind of just gets that middle car kind of crooked. It's impossible to get more than 2 cars all nose to tail, like actually contacting each other and keeping it straight. It's like trying to push a rope, I guess. Ever try to push a piece of string across the table? Doesn't really work.
It's impossible, but it makes perfect sense. It's kind of what it looks like on the track sometimes.
Well, you're just using the wrong type of rope.
Well, yeah, I'm using nautical rope normally. With a boat. What kind of rope are you using?
Oh, 13 gauge steel cable?
Oh, that's not rope. That's metal, son.
Nah, that's rope.
Wire rope, yep.
That's not rope in my opinion. But either way, nonetheless.
Yeah, you got that 222 Tony Polk out there in front of the 13, Earl Evans, Dion Jones, followed by Jeff Ottinger and David Feit, who are side by side. That 28 of George Rincon, man, they were in a pretty good hurry to catch up to that 221 of Feit, but they've kind of been starting to leave a little bit of space. I think they just wanted to catch up to this lead pack and then maybe just ride around a little bit.
Yeah, they're riding around, but staying in the draft. I mean, as long as you stay in that draft, you've got a shot because there's a lot of laps here left. There's 30, we got 33 laps left. They definitely still got a shot. White moves down the track. He's going to give up several spots here.
And that he is. I think he's just in survival mode right now. As here comes that 28. Getting a big group push from that 72 and the 92. And just like that, look at the run that outside line has. Up into the lead and clear. He's able to drop down if he wants it. He's going to hang on out there and maybe not leave those guys helping him get out there, out to dry. The 72 is now clear. The 92 is even with Tony Polk. Side by side, still getting that big run. And now almost, yes, that entire top line is completely clear and can drop on down.
Austin Paul up here, a lap car.
Yeah,
See how they
want to drop down
negotiate
just
him.
yet. Wait for the lap car and then maybe use him as a pick on Klein. I don't know.
As Paul looks like he's going to break down to the apron here, give these guys as much space as possible as the 222 picks up a run as Greg Klein, kind of loses a little bit of speed out of the draft a little too long, and he's going to have to get some help from that 13 to catch on.
Oh, big contact.
Oh, that's going to tangle up the 92 and the 72 as behind him. You got to mess up Jeff Ottinger all as well, getting all knotted up.
No caution.
Poke Salad Tony admitted guilt there. That was his issue. They just threw the caution.
Where did that start? Did that start with Greg Klein back there?
No, Greg Klein just became a product of it. I think it was the 222 of
pushing the pusher.
Salad Tony. Yeah.
Pushing the 72 just a little bit too much. And he ended up, I think, getting more loose than the 72. Ends up going on, moving down a lane into that 92, tangling up those two, as the 76 and the 4 get tangled up as well.
Well, you can't unscramble an egg, and that's basically what happens when you get a couple of cars that get sideways up in the front like that. It's the fork's done busted the yoke. You can't unscramble that, and then you see what happens after. It just becomes a big mess.
A real Louisiana term. I like it.
I figured you'd like that one.
Brownie, so you think that was a product of pushing the pusher there with Polk?
Yeah, I think that is exactly what that was. As got some comments going on the socials. You got Pull America's Driver Up, as well as Jess Vaught saying, Jeremiah, I thought we agreed you were a double agent and were going to push me to a win Wednesday. What happened? As well as Ashley Osborne saying, go Lofi go. Of course, that is Earl Evans there. And Adam Strom saying, how do you vote for a driver? Adam, that will come after this race, and we figure out exactly who is going to not qualify here tonight, and they will get put into a list, and y'all will be able to vote for the person that you'd really like to see go on through to a Wednesday night. As Rowdy B Gaming, 18 Gaming. What up, fellas? How's it going, Rowdy? Welcome to the broadcast here. We are a little bit past halfway through this one, coming up on 30 laps to go in this last chance qualifier race for this Vigilante League. Also got Albert Anderson on the Facebook saying, Adam Turner, get ready. There's going to be some fights on pit road after this one.
Oh, God, I hope so. Let me know if you see something, Albert. You need to just point it out, because I can't see it all down here on pit road. I got a cold cooler over here. And right now, everything seems calm, but if anybody wants to fight, we'll put them in the ring.
And so the original call for bringing somebody up to the booth was asked for by Mr. Jeremiah Burke. Let's move to our good friend in that 753 car, not racing here tonight. Now let's bring him on up to the booth. Hopefully he's not in the middle of saying something we don't want to hear. As we talk to that driver, Jeremiah Burke, not racing here tonight, but enjoying watching his teammate Greg Dobson drive around out there. Unfortunately, not Greg Dobson's night. Had to use his fast repairs early here. But what do you think about the racing action here tonight so far?
Well, other than Mayberry wrecking everybody every chance he gets, No, I mean, it's good. It's wild. I don't know why Earl is racing that hard. I didn't think he was racing Wednesday anyway, even if he were to make it in. So I don't know why he's wrecking everybody, but I can't control his car. But yeah, no, it's good race. Greg's hanging in there. He's back on the lead lap. I think. I think we might get back in this if they keep wrecking at the rate they're going.
So basically, you're saying Hot Rod Mayberry is causing all the accidents, and we need to fight him, or y'all need to fight him?
Oh, we're gonna fight. So Mayberry only lives about 100 miles away from me. I go whoop his ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We've had this happen in another league before, where somebody threatened to cross state lines, but it was with a juvenile. So
I think you're safe. I think you're safe with Hot Rod.
Mayberry is definitely not a juvenile.
Okay,
good. He acts like one all the time, but he's definitely a senior citizen. He's kind of senile.
Oh, okay.
Maybe has a little bit of dementia going on, but
he does have
perfect kind of fight.
He's got a handicap tag hanging from his roll bar right there in the middle. I see it. I think he does have one.
I'm pretty sure last time I saw him, he actually had a handicap tag hanging in his Jeep.
He might.
So, yeah.
He gets a hell of a parking spot. We'll see.
We'll fight right up by the front door of Walmart.
Well, that would be a great time. Let's put it on YouTube if y'all do that, so we can kind of discuss it.
There we go. Hey, you know what? We'll be at the championship race at Phoenix together.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be good. We'll handle this then.
I know y'all have a lot of fun with it, but it is really kind of a fun race tonight. What about Wednesday night? What are you looking forward to?
Ooh, I don't. I'm looking forward to having a lot of these guys not in the race. That's for sure. Uh, no, I think Wednesday's gonna be a really good race. I mean, it's all for fun, no points, so we can just go for it. I think it's gonna be a blast. I mean, I could be wrong. But usually with this league, we have some good races at restrictor plate tracks. We can hold lanes 3 wide for a long time. I'm looking forward to it.
Hang on, we're not going
Ah,
green.
Looks
well,
like
man,
we're
we
adding another
appreciate
lap
you
across.
taking time to come up and talk with us here tonight. I know you're still rooting on Dobson there. Looking at how some of these cars are looking, man, he's still not out of it quite yet. Still a ton of laps here left to go. Gonna have 30 laps as they cross the line for the green flag. When we get to that point, man. But who knows? Maybe we'll see all of Team Limitless up there for that All-Star race, and we still have that fan vote yet to go. So definitely tell people out there, go out there and vote.
Definitely, everybody go get your vote in for Greg Dobson. That's Greg with the Dobson at the end, and we'll get all 5 limitless cars in there, and we'll show you what the teammates can do with it on Wednesday. It'll be a great time Wednesday. Tune in, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you guys there.
Awesome, man. Well, we can't wait for it as well. So we'll get you back down there with your team, and good luck to Greg here tonight.
Sounds good. Good luck. Have a good night, guys. Thanks.
Man, everybody's they're getting a little aggressive right now. They're itching for Wednesday, I think, is what's happening.
Well, he's talking about the team concept and stuff too. That it's such a big part of this league, and even an exhibition race like the All-Star race coming up. If Team Limitless can get in there and get as many cars as they can in there, just like all the other teams are trying to do, it definitely improves your chances of having a decent finish if you've got teammates around there, friendly guys to go lean on.
Yeah, you're gonna need them for sure.
Chad McCabe tuning in to the Facebook feed saying, "Great racing tonight, guys. Car just couldn't take any more." So Chad McCabe calling it quits here tonight. Well, he may not be calling it quits, but his car certainly did. So he'll be one of those drivers hoping on your fan vote coming up here starting, depends on when this one finally gets done, when this vote goes live, but you will definitely know it if you make sure you hit all those notification icons to follow along and get the latest news here from AAA Broadcasting, and especially when it comes down to fan votes, because your vote, and it matters. And last time we had a fan vote, it came down to one singular vote, so it matters.
Yeah, well, they told me that in 2020. Is this actually going to matter? Or is it going to matter? Our vote going to matter here? Is this a different thing?
No, I think it does actually matter. I think the person who got the fan vote last time ended up picking up a stage win at the last All-Star race.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I can't wait to see all the votes. Pass it to your friends. Everybody can vote. Your friends can vote. It's kind of like a popularity contest, kind of like Major League Baseball All-Star game. So let's have some fun with it. Pace cars down.
That's a great analogy. They thought about it that way.
I got a few of those.
Well, here they come side by side. George Rincon and Greg Klein. Well, Greg Klein's a couple of cars behind him there. Who we got over there? Is that Chandler Paul on the outside?
It's Greg Dobson. He's going to hang on out to the outside, knowing all these guys are quite a bit quicker than him. But way out in front, that 92 Greg Klein. Excuse me, I think that's George Rincon out in front of that 72.
Yeah, having a little trouble with the scoring pylon there. I made the same mistake, but look at him mixing it up out here. The high line is the place to be right now, as there are 3 cars nose to tail. 3 cars are faster than 2, as Greg Klein and Deion Jones are figuring out right now. And it looks like they're about to add one, the 76 coming up behind them.
That's pure science.
It's science.
Yeah. Everybody knows that. Rodney, what is it? Rowdy B18 Gaming says, "What's up, fellas?" I know you'll mention that, but I mean, it's probably the real Kyle Busch. He wants to tell us hello. Sorry you got DQ'd at Pocono, but it happens.
Well,
As we are,
Brand, what do you think here? I think the SDK, I think, is not showing the right stuff. Should we restart that?
No,
or-
it's
Greg Klein's the leader.
it's showing Greg a lap ahead of everybody here, so I don't know what's going on even in the iRacing side of things. So a little bit of a
Okay.
bug, but I'm sure they'll get this thing
Yeah.
all fixed and figured out.
He's talking about it right now on the track, so
Might have to do a pass through or something here.
yeah, something's going on. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is cool. iRacing's awesome. It's a simulation, not a game. You want to get into racing, this is the place to come because you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to spend $15,000 on a car and
But you
$5,000
can.
on an engine. Well, you could. I mean, well, and here you could too. But,
Have you seen some of those crazy motion rigs that people have?
yeah, they're
Oh man.
pretty cool. They are cool though. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty neat to see those go around. I don't
it's
think
weird.
anybody here has one of those.
think so.
Probably not, but you never know. As the 92 Greg Klein is hanging back a little bit on that inside line, everybody going around on that outside, like the 76 of Ottinger, 221 of Fight. You got Chan the man, Chandler Paul up there. Same thing with George Rincon. Scoring aside, I think they're counting George Rincon as the leader, with Dion Jones pulling up the rear of this main 6-car pack. Coming down to it, Mr. English. We're inside of that 30 laps to go, approaching 25. And yes, even still, 25 laps is a long way. They still have to make one more pit stop.
Absolutely, and that's by design. I'm glad they set the fuel at 50% because that just guarantees that the first 3 stages you're going to have to pit at least once, and that last stage you're going to have to make 2 pit stops, and the last one's going to be so critical. So hopefully these guys have their strategy already mapped out if they're going to take fuel only or what they're going to do here. As Greg Klein hits the apron, he's going to come. Looks like he is going to come down and do a pass through to kind of fix the scoring here.
Trying to get
Yeah,
everybody
that's
kinda-
strange. I don't know how that happened there.
It could have been a wave around situation or something, or I don't know.
Maybe you're right.
He's
He
gonna.
did the right thing and put it down on the bottom of the track, went into the pits. Is he getting fuel or anything down there? I'm over here at the hot dog stand. I'm not paying attention.
He's been sitting there for 30 seconds, so I don't know. He might be climbing out and getting an ice cream cone. Nope, he's back out.
He's in the Laughing Clown malt liquor machine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. George is just cruising around out here, just doing a heck of a job leading this thing. Chandler Paul Chan, the man, doing a good job pushing right now with Jeff Ottinger behind him. So these guys, once again, 3 cars faster than 2. And the 2 cars that are running on the inside line, Dion Jones and David Fight, not exactly sticking right together as close as they possibly could.
I hope the people out there watching have had as much fun as I have. Really fun racing. I think Lori and Jess did a great job setting this thing up.
Oh, yeah.
Really fair, really kind of cool, and makes for a super fun, interesting race too. It's like a pre-race for the main race Wednesday night.
And we
Yeah.
love some plate racing, don't we, boys?
That we do, as Greg Klein does park it down there on pit road. He's going to call it a night. He's safely through to Wednesday night. Same Mike Everidge in that 82 machine is calling it a night as well.
Well, he can't win everything. I mean, let's face it. Greg's going to try, though.
Well, I'm actually glad to see him in this league because
Oh, 100%, man.
he's going to give Jess and Pope a run for their money. I don't think he's going to back down from them. I think you'll see him up front at the end of the season. It'll be fun to watch.
We've known Greg a good many years, and it's good to see him make his way over here to this Vigilante Racing League. It's been a long time coming. I was kind of hoping he would have been over here way sooner, but that guy knows how to wheel a race car, that's for sure. He's got a lot of competition over here, though. I think that's why he came over here, is just because he thrives on competition and pressure. And, man, the caliber of race driver we see in this league, even with the I think they're capped at 3,000 I rating here. Still, some guys are freakishly good.
What happens when we need him up in the booth? Is he going to take a night off?
I don't know.
Sometimes things happen. We also have one of our guys, Alan Kewins, can help us out. So we got AAA Broadcasting has quite a crew. So.
Little lap car coming up here on the backstretch. Let's see if it goes down on the apron.
They will.
That's the three machine of Austin Paul.
Yeah, just moving on out of the way as these 5 leaders head on through. So, I mean, really, this is one of those situations where, people are starting to disconnect. If we get another late caution here or something, Greg Dobson, he could find himself inside of that top 5 or 6.
Look at him. Then he wouldn't have to win the fan vote.
That's right. He could get his way in, finishing in 6th place. How awesome would that be?
That would be pretty nice as the 28 George Rincon out in front of the 221 and the 72, who are side by side behind him here. Looks like they're maybe gonna try to stack it up or something. Maybe try to get this thing back to 2 wide racing with 6 of these cars. Looks like the 3 of Austin Paul just maybe needed a little help catching some draft, and now his car is doing A-okay because he's hanging out here with the leaders just fine. He's only a couple laps down himself, so he's hoping for another caution to get those wave rounds as he's going to look to the outside lane, maybe get one of those lap back the hard way here, sticking his nose out in front of that 76 of Jeff Ottinger.
The $1 million bill way.
Oh, man. I forgot that they called him that. $1 million bill. That's right. It won the Winston.
Hey, a real quick question for you, Brown. On a scale of 1 to 10, how's English doing in your cockpit? How's he doing there with
4.5.
controls?
I'll answer for him. 4.5.
Man, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's been great being able to actually sit and
watch
race, and as we're up on another
Poke
lap
Salad
traffic
Tony
situation here.
Yep, Poke Salad Tony and 222 got out of the way though.
As they're calling out fuel remaining. Sounds like 7 laps is right around that number right now. So we're about 6 to 7 laps away from seeing some pit stops happen here. As looks like Greg Dobson will remain on the apron one more time.
But you, English and Brown, would you try to short pit that? Would you try to come in at?
I would try it, yeah.
5 laps or so, just to see if he can push you up front.
100% I would, because of the lack of cautions we're seeing now, because it's such a thinner field right now up in front. Absolutely, 100% I'd try to short pit it.
Well, but even more, that takes into account you need to pit with a partner, because the draft is going to be everything now in these closing stages.
That's actually a great point.
Yep.
That's where the team issues come into play. I don't know how many guys out here are teammates, but even if you're not a teammate, hey, let's follow somebody down there. Be a friend to somebody. friend or foe. We've run 82 laps at Talladega, man. This has been pretty incredible.
That we have, and we're in that closing 20 lap stretch. So just about now is how long these guys can make it on fuel. So pit window is now open. We'll
lap
keep
car
our
high. Sorry, Brown. Lap car high. That's Hot Rod Dave Mayberry. They make it around. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, pit window is now officially open. They should, make it to the end from this point, depending on how much they're willing to save and how much people want to be up at the front. But it's really a 6-car race here, and a few of them have not picked up that stage win yet.
Check out David Fight moves down to the inside line. Decided to change it up a little bit. George Rincon stuck on the outside line. Him and Chandler Paul sticking together, but 4 cars versus 2 cars. I think the inside line's got the advantage here.
Yeah, I think so, and especially knowing that pit stops are coming up, don't you want to kind of be on that low side and be like, well, I plan on pitting on this lap, and even if they weren't planning on pitting that lap, they're planning pitting later, they can see what everyone else is doing in front of them. They're like, I'll just dive down now too.
George is going to try to clear them here. Can't quite get there. As I see it, we got another lap car coming up. They may catch him by the time they hit the tri-oval.
Yeah, it's going to get a little dicey here in the tri-oval. Hey, he's coming down. Let's see if he can hold it down low inside the yellow.
Perfect.
And he does.
Ooh, baby, that was close.
That. Oh, there's the contact. Oh, the 3
He's
of
coming
Austin
back
Paul
up.
Coming back. Oh, what a hang on there from the 3. And man, Dion Jones, he's going to need a new pair of pants after that one.
Let's take a look at his cockpit cam. Oh, that looked kind of scary there. See what he saw here. There's the lap car going down onto the apron. Oh, where did it happen? It happened right here somewhere. Yep, there it is.
Yeah,
And as he came up, gotta watch that from the 4 is what we gotta do.
English, I think you were mentioning before, a 4 is better than 2, and 3 is better than 2. But I think these guys are used to trucks, and the trucks, you had two trucks, you could really make a good run on 4 or 5 cars. So quite a bit of difference from last season.
Such a huge aero difference, you're right, between the trucks and these Xfinity cars. These Xfinity cars, of course, with a lot more power, a lot smaller spoiler. They don't punch a big hole, in the air as the trucks did. So, yeah, it looks like everybody hitting pit road now.
Perfect.
Oh, gotta watch those speeds coming in. I'm not seeing any black flags, so I think everyone was able to check it on up. George Rincon leads these guys down pit road here. That's going to let Jeff Ottinger try to catch up a little bit of ground. He kind of checked up from that little incident back there and kept his car clean, but lost the draft. So he's looks like he's going to stay out here. Maybe
staying out another lap here. Hoping for a caution here, maybe. Or hoping he catches somebody that he can pit with. Because he'd be pitting by himself, and as you mentioned, oh man, that's a terrible feeling. You have to pit by yourself at a super speedway.
I've done that a million times. That's why I'm in the booth with you.
That's why you had to retire, huh? The stress got to
Retired.
you.
It is stressful out there, and it's been a long run for these guys. So it's actually, this is more fun probably than what they're used to doing because it's kind of a fun race. But man, long race.
See another lap car getting out of the way down there. Check out Dion Jones here, using the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make a run here.
Well, I heard race control. The top 6 that have not already won a stage will be in the big show. So we're going to have to take that into effect when we finish this thing out.
Yeah, and Jeremiah Burke on the YouTube saying, if I'm doing my math right, with the cars that are up to speed that already have a spot, Austin Paul and Greg Dobson should be the last 2 in as they run right now. Of course, that was a little bit ago, so that could have changed. But, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to see as they finish this one up here. Coming close to that 10 laps to go mark.
But still, my favorite part is going to be how do we get these other guys in on the outside looking in? The voting. I want to see lots of votes from everybody. Vote your friends, send it to your other friends, have them send it to their friends. Let's share this thing and let's get a lot of votes for that.
Send it to your brother's mother, your uncle, dad. Send it to everybody.
Your uncle, dad. What kind of Louisiana talk are you even talking about? Man, I thought Louisiana was bad, Brown. What? He's actually proven it.
Oh man, I don't know. Now, my question for you, Adam, is because I'm not used to this sitting by the side thing. I don't have a notebook with me, so unprofessional. Who are our stage winners thus far?
Well, guess what? I do have a notebook because I'm professional at this.
Hey,
so the first stage was Hot Rod Mayberry and Dion Jones. Mike Everidge and Greg Klein in the second stage. And I have to read my writing there. George Rincon and Jeff Ottinger, stage 3. So those guys are in.
All right. So you know what that means? Chandler Paul, if he stays where he is, will move on at the end of this one. David Feit would move on at the end of this one. Looking on through, Tony Polk would move on. Austin Paul would move on. I believe that's 4, correct?
Yeah, that's 4.
I'm not good at math.
I'm counting. Russ Endicott, who's currently in 9th, would move on.
Oh, wow.
And if Greg Dobson can hang on to that 10th place position, he would move on, but he's going to be racing that 13 of Earl Evans.
Yeah, and Dobson's currently still sitting in the pits.
Well, yeah, he's going to have a tough time sitting in there, but you never know. Brown, you don't have a notepad?
I just got done moving stuff, and
you got to have a notepad when you're in our position.
I threw mine across the room earlier. I'm not going to lie to you.
So I'm the only guy with a notepad, so it's all on me right now.
I have one.
It's Are you... The COVID got you again?
It's half crumpled up.
You're all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
All right.
It's hard to keep hitting that mute button.
I feel accomplished because Brown challenged me. I did have a notepad for that question. I was prepared.
Good deal. Somebody's on the ball.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely. As Austin Paul and Tony Polk trade positions between 7th and 8th. So really, it's going to be that race between Earl Evans and Greg Dobson, who I think Earl Evans has come down to pit lane knowing the situation. He might...
He's going to have to get out there and pass Greg Dobson. Greg Dobson's still a lap ahead of him, I think.
And you know what? This is getting so close, we may have to have Lori and Jess try to figure all the shenanigans out here. Who's going where and who's doing what. Because it's going to be close for those final couple spots.
Earl Evans also knows he's not going to be here on Wednesday, so I have a feeling he's not wanting to take a position away.
Who would that go to? McCabe?
It would. Greg Dobson.
Okay.
Oh,
all
okay,
right.
I got you.
Well,
As they sit right now.
the best part about it again is going to be people voting the last guy in. That's going to be really cool to see how that works out.
Yes, sir. That it would be. As currently to finish this race off, we still have 3 cars leading this little race around. 28 George Rincon, 72 Chandler Paul, and the 4 of Dion Jones. Will Chandler Paul officially win his way in here, or is he going to be one of those lucky guys in those seats? But I know what the 72 is thinking. He wants to finish here on a high note with a big W in this final stage.
Absolutely. If you're gonna finish strong.
Definitely. Well, regardless, I think this has been an awesome kind of setup. NASCAR, take note. This was kind of a cool way to do it. I know they do something similar, but this was really fun.
Yes, sir. As we're closing in on the final 5 laps left to go here at Talladega. Looks like we getting some chat. Michael Adamson saying Dobson is in. Looks like all 5 limitless cars are into the All-Star race. So we do have a full team there for the All-Stars. Albert Anderson saying, great job in the booth tonight, guys. Always a blast. We appreciate that, Albert.
Well, the good.
Well, we kind of threw caution to the wind tonight, too. I mean, we're experimenting, doing different things, and letting the English actually run the thing, which is scared in hell.
You think you're scared, man? Whew.
Ah, you're doing a great
I trade
job. Not
you
as
the
good as
hot
Brown,
seat.
But no. I'm never.
I'll
I'm the guy
never.
that just calls from the. I'm calling from the catbird seat. I'm never going to be on the hot seat.
Whoa, George Rincon, what did he do?
Yeah, he's out of fuel. He's running.
Oh, and he's going to get a speed penalty too, I believe. He's
already in. He doesn't. I don't think it matters.
He was grooving coming down through there.
So it looks like it's going to be a 2-car fight here with 5 laps to go to see who picks up the win in this final stage. Is it going to be the 72 for his first win of this race, or is it going to be the 4 of Dion Jones for his second great finish here?
Well, they're going to stick
I think
together.
Dion is just. Yeah, I think Dion's just going to push him to where he needs to go. Get Chandler Paul in this thing and get ready for Wednesday.
They're going to wait till they come out of turn 4 on the last lap before they start mixing it up. Because if they don't, that's going to give a shot to 3rd and 4th place.
Of course, Chandler Paul being a part of that Cult of Chaos team, he and Austin are going to be heading on through. Dion Jones is just kind of hanging around there, just getting on in and making his moves when he can, but still have quite a few drivers out there putting some laps in. Russ Endicott in the 57 still driving around. 222, Poke Salatoni, he's out there riding around still. 3 Austin Paul hanging out there. He's had a rough night with damages and whatnot.
Dave Mayberry's still out there, isn't he?
That he is. He's still out there running strong as always. He's in 5th right now, looking to finish in this top 5 for this final stage of 4 laps remaining.
I think he ended up using his fast repairs because that car doesn't look too bad considering how much we saw at Airborne today.
Oh, Dave Hot Rod?
Yeah, Hot Rod.
He don't care. He's already in the show. He got out of the deal early, so he's just running around having fun.
Still out there racing and having fun, though. We'd like to see.
Yes, sir, indeed. As both Dion and Paul nose to tail through turns 3 and 4. They're going to have 2 laps to go the next time they cross that checkered line and bring this one home to an end.
I like the patience we're seeing out of these two guys running up front. They're negotiating a little bit of lap traffic there. But don't expect that to stay the case here in about another lap. Lap and a half.
Dion's already in. He's already in, so I don't think he wants to turn his friend.
Still wants to win. Guarantee that.
Yeah,
You don't think?
I guess.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe you're right. I have something worked out.
I mean, we're not all, mean like you that turn your partner in.
Win at all costs. Yeah.
Yeah, lap 12 out of 50 at Pocono, where you just turn your buddy in turn 2.
I
we're
got
not
some
like
cold
that.
tires. I couldn't get any front end
I don't-
grip.
No, there
No
was
clean air. That's what it was.
No, you just pushed me up the track. You did the old
Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin to Ross Chastain. Same scenario. I'll never forget it. I don't know if you realize.
Well, through turns 1 and 2 they go for the final time.
Oh, here it comes.
Here goes the fourth.
Oh, he did!
He did take him.
Oh, dude. Holy smokes.
No fear.
Dion Jones just pulled a Ross Chastain. Why? I don't know, but
If we can get a quick replay in,
oh
let's see.
my.
I don't think he
God.
intentionally. Oh,
Yeah, he
that
did.
look. He hooked him.
He
straight.
turned him.
He straight hooked him.
Why? There's no reason. He was already in the show.
And there it is. There's the checker flag.
Oh man, that's gonna be That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
And of course,
Jones
both of those guys are going to be through to the All-Star race as Russ Endicott. Man, he's just begging for Mayberry to help tow him around this final time. That's going to be the official guys which is going to leave that fan vote. So I'm going to say within the next 30 minutes, we'll get that fan vote all set up and the link sent out. So be on the lookout for that and make sure you get everybody to vote.
While we're waiting to talk to some guys, let's go ahead and thank once again our sponsors, D&D Race Graphics over there on Facebook. If you need a car painted, Ricky's your guy. Ricky's also your guy for real estate. Give him a call over there, Johnson City, Tennessee, Keller Williams, but he can help you wherever you're at in the country. Area code 423-444-0454. As let's see if Dion Jones is going to do a little celebration. Donuts out here. Looks like he will.
Well, he ought to. He's about to get turned in a real race at some point.
That's coming, isn't it?
Well, I think so.
That it is, but I will say it is starting to get a little late. So let's because we got some work behind the scenes we got to get a hang of here. So
We just knock this thing out and call it a day.
There's Chandler Paul. Come up to give him a little greeting, maybe.
yes, sir, indeed. Well, Alan, do you want to give us a good old outro here?
Yeah, we're gonna sit. We'll finish this thing off Wednesday. We're
Are we gonna
real
skip
deep into
skip
this
interviews
broadcast. Yeah.
here? Okay, well, let me skip what I was gonna. Let's go ahead and show everybody where their drivers finished here at the very end. Of course, you know that we had some previous finishers, but let's go ahead and run down where everybody finished here in the last stage, stage number 4 of the last chance qualifier here at Talladega. First place goes to Dion Jones, who just hooked the KOK driver of Chandler Paul in the 72 right there at the end on the last lap, but it doesn't matter. He'll finish 20 seconds behind Dion Jones in second place. Jeff Ottinger will finish in third. David Fite in the 221 will finish in fourth place. Dave Mayberry, what a night he had. Lots of incidents out there for Dave. But Hot Rod in the 29 will finish 5th. Austin Paul in the 3. A lot of damage on that machine early, but able to come back and finish in 6th place. Tony Pope. Poke Salad Tony in the 222. Wicked Loose Racing finishes in 7th place. Russ Endicott in the 57 will finish 8th. George Rincona in the 28. Goodwiser Machine will finish in 9th place. And rounding out your top 10, our buddy from Canada, Greg Dobson, in the 285 Limitless Motorsports car.
You then have the 13, Earl Evans finishing here 11th. 92, Greg Klein punching his way in with a stage win. He's going to finish in 12th. Chad McCabe misses out with that 211 machine. No qualification there, so he's going to rely on the fan vote here. Coming up, he's going to finish 13th. Mike Everidge, our final driver here tonight, finishing 14th, does have a punch ticket to the All-Star race as well.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We want to thank our sponsors once again, and thank all of our viewers and fans, because y'all are the reason why we do this, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Alan English. For Alan Brown and Adam Turner, we're gone.
See ya.
Oh, that was nice. It was coordinated. See ya.